Shalom family, it's your man Elijah. Thank you for joining me in Unsectarian Wisdom, and as usual, I'm a wise, wealthy, rich, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. Let's go ahead and jump into that knowledge book again today, family. How about I give you guys a good view of the front? Okay. So, we're going to start back at chapter, not chapter, because this book doesn't have chapters, but we starting back at page 70. We're going to go 10 pages deep. I'm not going to give my commentary at the beginning, because I think people like that, and I like that too. So I'm going to read the whole 10 pages through without giving commentary, and then for those who want to hear my commentary, or, what my spirit and mind is telling me that this thing, what my spirit and mind are telling me that these pages are explaining as we go through and read. If you want to hear that, then, stay tuned, afterwards. But like I said, I'm just going to go through and read the first 10 pages. All right, so page 70. Oh, give me a second, family. All right. Here we go. Page 70. Our friends, your children, are each a keepsake of God bestowed on you. Each baby sent to the world is a beautiful energy preferred. Everything about him or her and the vibrations of his or her spirit are measured here, and then his or her contract with you is enabled. The energy of the baby affects the energies of the mother and the father, and prepares them for the sexual medium. The baby establishes contact with the awareness of the mother before it enters the womb. Here, the harmony of the frequencies of two spirits is very significant. The baby comes to the world only if the mother wants that baby. This procedure occurs by the mother's love. The father only sows a seed. Love vibrations during the time of fertilization plays a very significant role in the coming of the baby to the world. Thousands of energies who have not been able to enter the medium of evolvement are forcing the vibrations of many men and women in order to return to the world again. These energies often get in contact with you. However, since the chance of being born is not in their hands, they return to their previous mediums. Let us explain this a little more. Since the coming into existence until today, there has always been an energy bond which cannot be broken between the mother and the child. Energies of the unborn children also evolve in their mediums in proportion with the spiritual evolvement of the mother. At the time of the initial existence, energies of 6 children were given to the mother for her to deliver to the world. These energies are for normal 6 children. If the mother brings into the world more than 6 children, the energies are divided according to the number of children. And children possessing these energies will evolve more slowly, since they will have weaker coats. If the mother brings into the world only 1 child at the time of the initial existence, this child gets the entire energy that would have been divided to 6 children, and she or he becomes a powerful coat. Afterwards, this channel continues to be a single energy channel. That means the mother possesses only 1 child in each period she lives. At the time of the initial existence, all the energies have the same frequency. The evolvements of humans are graded after the 0 world frequency. Since each sibling who comes to the world will complete his or her evolvement in his or her medium, there will be frequency variations among siblings. Since each sibling who comes to the world will complete his or her evolvement in his or her medium, there will be frequency variances among siblings. Due to this fact, the quicker a child evolves, the later she or he will be born to the world. When the energy of a child finds a medium tantamount to his or her own frequency on the world level, she or he sends a signal to his or her mother and father, because now she or he will do his or her mission in the world, will complete his or her evolvement by elevating his or her frequency. This is an evolution tableau. Sometimes the mother's love frequency rises so high that she can attract the energies of children belonging to her from very high frequencies to the low frequency of the world, and she brings him or her into the world. However, if the spirit energy of the baby who comes to the world cannot conform to the frequency of the world, it has the power to leave the body it has taken. This means that your deceased children are very powerful energies. They assist you along with your guardian friend from the medium to which they return. This is a very lengthy subject pertaining to the circulation system. For the time being, let us stop here. We will mention it again if necessary. All our love is upon you. Now, let us mention to you certain degenerative factors brought into being by way of heredity. The spirit vibrations sent to your world are pure and flawless energies. There is never a defect in them. Defects are a phenomenon pertaining entirely to cell degeneration. The structural incompatibility of the two sexes causes heredity degeneration. Now, you can wonder why your Lord, who creates everything perfectly, does not rectify such a result. Our first answer to you will be as follows. In your world full of opposites, these physical degenerations also have certain causes and characteristics for you. The state is created by the incompatibility of the cells of the couples. The mechanism here supervises only the spirit vibrations. Only nature is responsible for cell degeneration. And our second answer is as follows. Everything has a cause, a reason, and a result. Do not forget that your world is a medium of purification. You will purify yourselves there under the light of your self-awareness by comparisons. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration would remain in the same level. You would have no effort, no goal in your life medium. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration would remain in the same level. You would have no effort, no goal in your life medium. Do not forget that your goals prepare your future. In every period, you will experience everything in the world, both with its bitter and sweet aspects. You will have frustrations, you will have revolts. But if you do not ever lose your essence of love amidst this, then it means that you are a genuine human. We do not give you the grade you gain. You gain it through your efforts, through your toils. Do not ever forget that we are aware of every breath you take, every step you take, and all your thought chains. This happens entirely as a necessity of the system. Otherwise, how would we keep the light? Otherwise, how would we keep the files of centuries? Do not ever forget that everything you have seen in the world until today, each event you have encountered has occurred to test you. Nothing is in vain in the medium you are in. These messages of ours are the answers to your questions we received from your thought chains. Our love is upon the entire universe. Your frequencies are not able to transcend a certain dimension. For this reason, you cannot rise to the currents that will make you happy. This is due to your being conservative. The happiness of each person is in proportion with the vibrations of the frequency medium to which she or he belongs. In short, frequencies, happiness, and unhappiness come and go very quickly. As frequencies rise, the person in question will be affected by his or her personal depression until she or he enters his or her own frequency medium. But she or he will be exempt from universal depression. However, if she or he can reach his or her frequency code along with his or her evolvement code, only then will she or he find genuine happiness. For us, the height of frequency is not significant. The significant thing is the evolvement. 4. Your thought frequencies that have entered the universal dimensions have now augmented your 6 senses in the magnetic medium of the universe. For this reason, everyone has become a mediumist. Evolvement is the maturity of your essence. Only the sun of your spirits can ripen the raw fruits within you. This is why messages on evolvement are still given to your world, and they will continue to be given until the goal is reached. Our mission is to guide you. The initiative is yours. Our heartfelt wish is that the universe, that the universal divine light may rise upon you. Each cell carries the secrets belonging to the past. It possesses the power of the entire universe, and it is a universe of consciousness. Humankind can make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it. For the intense energy in it is not an energy known by the medium of the world. It is divided into 2 first, then to 4, then to 8, then to 16, and then to 32. Then it becomes a ball. It is fed by the water within it. The vibrations it transmits protect it from negative powers. Each cell performs the mission peculiar to it with success in the medium suitable to its existence, according to the command it receives from its consciousness awareness. When it becomes 32, when it divides into 45, from 26 billion, you come into existence. You discover the secret of the cosmos at that very moment. When the human attains maturity, when she or he asks about its might, when she or he speaks with us, if the superiority belongs to God, then you are a part of him. Knowledge transmission diagram. Okay, I got a picture to show you guys, family. Let me read. Matter of fact, let me just show you real quick. This is what we're about to read about. Knowledge transmission diagram. This book has got a lot of wisdom in it, family. Hold on. Can you see it better? Closer. I think y'all can see it. There you go. So that's what we're about to read about. Okay. The transmitting center is Murray. That is Mars. Date of message 22/10/1982. All transmission triangles are sent to Earth through the channel of Mars. The Sun sends messages to all galaxy fields in the 9 dimensions in accordance with the unified field. The coordinate states of the messages you receive are very correct and real. From now on, the messages will be given from a single channel of Mevlana, who is connected to the cult of Alpha. The star in line with the pole makes an angle of 93 degrees with your Earth, and this fact creates an extraordinary state at the beginning of each century. The meridians where the angels intersect are supervised by the sacred light. This supervision occurs in conformity with the universal theory. The friend groups who are connected to the central system will from now on receive the messages with all the details from the pen of the golden age. It is the most correct knowledge source. Now, count all the planets in sequence: Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Earth. The sun is a source of life above everything. Now, when the sun has come in line with Mercury, Mars, and Earth in conformity with the unified field, that is, when they have been on the same perpendicular direction with the sun, the magnetic power fields of the other stars have annihilated the negative powers in the universe and opened a healthier communication path. The annihilation of the old universe is nothing but an annihilation of the negative powers. Those who are outside the magnetic field can receive all this knowledge. They are not exposed to any negativeness, for they are in a subjective field. Here at the moment, helium, carbon, and nitrogen quantities have been lowered, and sunny days full of oxygen have been prepared. These compounds are almost extinct now. Only sufficient quantities are left in the air, and that is necessary for you. Our connection will continue for centuries to come. The important thing is to be on the same coordinate. Everything has been regulated according to the codes. adjustment of the central system. All the endeavors will prepare a sunny world for you. Notice to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, our friends, now we are transmitting a command that has come from the Supreme Assembly to you. As a necessity of the period, we have found it necessary to stop the messages coming from the channel Alpha for a time frame. This is a command dictated from the channel of the Lord. The fascicles of the book have been distributed for 6 months. During these 6 months, we have been dealing with the supervision of the medium. Only the general messages will cease to be given from the divine channel until the end of the year. We are always in connection with your private channels. When the channel is open, the fascicles will be distributed again. Meanwhile, there are many friends who will be connected to the central system. When their procedures are completed, we will continue to elevate the frequencies. These frequency elevations will be made through general announcements, and perception powers of everyone will be assessed. There is a system of supervision in the entire universe. For this reason, actions are independent of your desires. There is a system of supervision in the universe. For this reason, actions are independent of your desires. There have been certain freedoms given to sincere people. They are exempt from this supervision. There will be beautiful days in which they will see the good results. The sincere ones will illuminate the entire universe. Messages that are read will open the consciousness codes of those who read them. Group missionaries will work more seriously. Entering the central system does not occur by desire. Efforts exerted on this path will be made by the power of those who are cognizant of their responsibilities. Only those who make this effort will be accepted here. To be sincere and to execute are different things. The goal is activity on the path of sincerity. We will prepare certain friends individually for the frequency of the medium they will enter. Individual contacts charge humankind with responsibility. Operations in this direction will be accelerated even more. Private frequencies and universal frequencies are different things. Everyone who gains universal consciousness has the consciousness of what it is to be done. Hold on. At the moment, everyone on the globe of your earth thinks only of his or her own self. They should take their glasses off and endeavor to see their surroundings more clearly. All of our efforts are for you. There will be special messages to be given to our missionaries who will see the good results of their endeavors. We will wait for the settling down of the system until the end of the year, and we will supervise. Sunny days will bring you happiness and good news. Our friends, there is a natural pressure. Our friends, there is a natural pressure, both material and moral, for the augmentation of the world frequency. This is not a pressure coming from us. It arises from your world, which has not been able to adapt itself to the universal status. It is very difficult to assemble the entire universe in a collective consciousness. For this reason, we have taken the differences in perceptions under supervision. As a necessity seen, the channel Alpha is closed until December 1984. Due to this fact, you will have a period of crisis, both material and moral. Frequencies of our friends who have gained cosmic awareness will not be shaken in this medium. Meanwhile, your earth will go through many examinations so it can emerge from obscurity. This is a must because of evolution. You are in a mechanical order at the moment. Do not ever forget this, even for a moment. Everyone is under supervision and control. Your thought and brain frequencies are controlled in your private world lives. Most of our human brothers and sisters who step out of their consciousness become aggressive. Since they do not know the origin of the problem, their depressions suffocate them even more. We convey much knowledge to you through this book. We say propagate with all your powers to the entire universe until the beginning of 1986. But no one has grasped the seriousness of the matter yet. Our human brothers and sisters will attain consciousness in the light of this book. Our human brothers and sisters will attain consciousness in the light of this book. We'll know which path to design. And will step forward accordingly. This very book will assist you in this way for now, and afterwards universal knowledge will be given. The significant thing is to grasp the actual nature of the problem. You will see that everything will be all right. Your luminous path has been designed. However, those who deserve to tread this path are being searched for. This is the reason why a period of 2 years has been recognized for you. Time is very significant. Our sincere friends who have gained consciousness are the ones who will tread this luminous path. For now, you need patience for 2 years. If you do not withhold your endeavors, many of your terrestrial brothers and sisters will be taken to this luminous path. This was also notified to you before as a command of the divine. The divine light of the universe is upon you. Our friends, when the time comes, everything will be proven to you. Only then will the events convince you and assist you to attain the truth. Gradual engraftment system is applied in order to protect humans from brain shocks that can be caused by the waves extending towards the infinite. You are being regenerated in this manner. Exchanges outside this are being made with the essences who are the residents of this place here. We always get in connection directly with friends who have been accepted to the presence of our Allah, people whose eloquence is strong, whose serenity is beneficial, and who will come from the realm of the spirits. Earn the right to cite the utterances of Allah. All events that will occur are nothing but the mirror images of the spiritual entities on you. After your sacred religious fulfillment attributes to be looked for in those who will pass from the gates that will be open to the firmament are as follows. Anyone who does not know superiority, whose melody is in his or her eloquence, whose supremacy is in his or her essence heart, whose light is in the divine light of his or her spirit, is the genuine servant of God. These people then earn the right to enter the medium of purity beyond evolvement. The privileges among humans are even beyond the variances of frequencies. The augmentation of your reception powers does not mean anything. It only satisfies you as a necessity of the medium. Some of us use these perceptions in fortune telling, but evolvement is something completely different. The seal of the essence hearts of those who will be accepted here has been opened. They are not anymore a possession of your world, but they are valuable people for the world enlightenment. Assiduousness of the persevering ones makes us hopeful. However, their efforts are esteemed for us only when they have the quality to embrace the universal effort. Otherwise, they remain in their own mediums, only with their own satisfactions. They continue to dispute and fight. The effort on who is more superior than the other is nothing but a waste of time. Knowledge already known is more beneficial for humankind. Knowledge already known is not beneficial for humankind anymore. You have satisfied your appetite until today by spooning the utterances of our Lord. You have become genuine humans on this path. Now our Lord presents you with quite different repast. You have chosen and are continuing on a path, but you do not know what there is at the end of that path. You do not know the basis. However, human from human is differentiated from each other only by individual progress on this path. Hand is extended to those who deserve it, and they are specially trained in accordance with the commands given from the enlightenment channel. However, contacts occur when the time comes. The energies are not the same, but your advantage during this period is having the ability to receive the knowledge. This book is being dictated directly from the channel of the Lord. Its explanation is as follows. The cult of Yunus and Mevlana is the highest cult that humanity can ever enter. Those who get the approval to enter here, that is, those who have been trained, receive the permission to get in contact with higher levels. At the moment, 600 books are being dictated to your world from many channels. Humankind is being helped from different mediums, but the single cult and channel is Alpha. One passes to the channel of humanity and evolvement through this channel. Only this channel is connected to the channel of the Lord. It is beneficial to repeat it. Now we give you the code of Tekamul. Tekamul, evolvement. Now we give you the code of Tekamul, evolvement. So number one, let me show you this real quick. What we reading over before I keep going, so you know what I'm talking about right here. You see it right there. Now we give you the code of Tekamul, evolvement, 1 through 7. That's what I'm reading right now, so you guys see. Okay. Now we give you the code of Tekamul, evolvement. T, okay, number 1, T, Tedric, graduation. Number 2, E. Okay, so number 1, T stands for Tedric, graduation. Number 2, E stands for Ezel, Ebed, past, future, eternity. Number 3, K stands for Kavusma, Voslat, Kurtulus, reuniting, unification, and salvation. Number 4, A stands for ask, true love. Number 5, M stands for menzil, range. Number 6, U stands for ust, unluck, superiority. It's USTUNLUK, superiority. Number 7, L stands for li yakat, merit. Hold on, let me spell some of these. So number 1, Tedric, is TEDRIC, graduation. Number 2 is E, Ezel, EZL. And then there's Ebed, EBED. And that stands for past, future, eternity. Number 3, the letter K stands for Kavusma, which is KAVUSMA. The next word is Buslat, VUSLAT. The next word is Kurtulus, KURTULUS. And these meanings are reuniting, unification, and salvation. Number 4, A stands for ask, ASK, and that stands for true, and then love. Number 5 is M is menzil, MENZIL, stands for range. Number 6 is Stunluck, superiority is USTUNLUK. Now number 7, Liyakat, it stands for merit, and that is LIYAKAT. Alright, let's keep going. Those who complete their evolvement into the year 1999 and who can open up their brain codes up to the required level can easily receive knowledge beyond religions. This will be your resurrecting. Hold on, let me read that again. Those who complete their evolvement until the year 1999 and who can open up their brain codes up to the required level can easily receive knowledge beyond religions. This will be your resurrecting. We will always help you if you use the knowledge you receive in serving humanity. We can take you up to dimensions unknown to you. If only you can come to the required level. All our endeavors are for this. Only those who deserve will be taken here. The examination you have had and those you will have will prepare you for happy morrows. May my God illuminate all of you on this luminous path. Our friends, we ask you to understand the essence of the goal in all our endeavors and efforts. This medium is a purification medium. This medium is a medium of compassion. This is not a medium of fanaticism or bigotry. During frequency supervision, changes in friendly conversations are created by this difference. The medium everyone is searching for is the place that is up to the gate of the firmament. The actual talent is to open that gate. We are trying with all our effort to engraft you with this mentality. Where did you come from? Where are you going? First, you have to attain this consciousness. Only those who attain this consciousness can give up the prayer beads in their hands. Later, we will talk to you about prayer beads. Religious integrations follow a sequence. This is a systematic tableau. It is evident that to perform the suggestions every religion teaches you is a hope-inspiring step. But to cling to the knocker of the single gate in front of you tightly and to knock on that gate are different things. Each gate is open to you after the evolvement path you traverse. We have told you several times. Hold on, let me look. Religious integrations follow a sequence. This is a systematic tableau. It is evident that to perform the suggestions every religion teaches you is a hope-inspiring step. But to cling to the knocker of the single gate in front of you tightly and to knock at that gate are different things. Each gate is open to you after the evolvement path you traverse. We have told you several times that evolvement is not as easy as the world pronounced. In the medium of sincerity period, goodwill has been considered as the single point. But do not forget that goodwill does not mean being evolved. Tolerance has 1,000 channels. To possess only 3 of them takes you into the triangle of goodwill. But you may enter the evolvement medium centuries later. This is an evolution tableau. To come from beyond memories and to be educated are not the same things. To receive the utterances of Allah and to be on His path to achieve liberation are different things. You always receive the utterances of Allah. You always serve on His path. But if you lack tolerance, your worship is not considered as worship. For us, the genuine worship is the namas that is performed on the rug of the essence heart. The angel of liberation conveys only those who are competent in the essence heart to liberation. Everyone comes across numerous gates. You knock at every gate. The halls beyond those gates are sometimes wide, sometimes narrow. Certain halls have gates, some do not. From some of them you find a way out, from some of them you cannot. A 2-year medium of purification and selection has been recognized to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, so that the efforts of some of our friends who are in this state are not in vain. This decision has been taken directly to the command of the Lord, and the channel Alpha has been closed for 1 year, and all our brothers and sisters have been taken under supervision. In fact, the Lord mechanism is never closed. The channel Alpha is the single channel possessing the spiral vibrations that cleanses all negativeness. However, to receive the permission to be able to pass through the channel is not easy at all. The entire universal system here is governed by the single command of the Lord. Now, we would like to tell you about the origin of the situation. When our universal mission reflected on you, you were taken into the religious medium so that your evolvements would be more accelerated. But until now, we have acted in accordance with the theory of perception. We have elevated your frequencies and developed your 6 senses. The commands given to us were such. When you, who gain cosmic awareness in this manner, pass beyond consciousness. When you, who gain cosmic awareness in this manner, pass beyond consciousness. You came up to us. You were together with us. The necessary medium to be able to enter the channel Alpha have been prepared for you by this means. To our friends who have been able to get the permission to enter the channel Alpha, the gate of the God Aman is open. The God Aman will be mentioned to you later. Now let us mention the powerful channel Alpha. This channel is a channel passing through a very powerful energetic point. If this channel did not exist, you would never be able to come here. This channel is the direct channel of the Lord. All the religious suggestions you have received until today have enlightened you, have cleansed you, and have prepared you for religious fulfillment. Universal knowledge can be given to you only after you digest all this knowledge. The path of science and learning opens only afterwards. You have to have very high evolvement evolution to be able to enter this channel. This is the reason why we always give you messages of evolvement. During this period, friends who are purified in the religious mediums can get the permission to enter the channel Alpha if they follow down the roughness in their thought chains. But the frequencies of those who are in a genuine religious medium and those who have attained a genuine religious consciousness are different. Religious consciousness, rather than religious inclination, takes the human into this code. Let us explain this further. In certain mediums, religious inclinations depend sometimes on fear and personal benefit. But in religious consciousness, there is the essence of genuine religion. There is no formalism. We have always protected you until today in accordance with the command of our Lord, and will always protect you. This is the reason why we are trying to warn you with all our power of every subject. Your Mevlana is a golden projector of a gold sphere. Your Mevlana is a golden projector of a golden sphere, and your book is dictated from 9 light years. But now there is a supervision in the groups of the entire universe. Everyone is going through his or her examination in his or her own thought frequency. The golden age has taken its first step. You are yet at the beginning of a very new period. Everyone will be purified on this luminous path by the given suggestions. Now, the medium has changed. Now your examinations are made while you are alive. One day, the entire universe will be connected to the golden light year. Divine lights who will be accepted to our galaxy medium will be the friends who have passed the Sirat by their world examination. All our love is upon you. Sirat is S-I-R-A-T. The medium you are, notice to the group missionaries, the medium you are in is very different than the medium you will be in. There will be special people selected from this medium, but we request you not to ever forget the following. Those who are sent to your group are sent to you through telepathic perceptions. Okay. All right, family. Stop there and go back to the beginning. And like I said, I'm just going to read 10 pages. And for those of you who don't want to go through my commentary, see you later. Catch you in the next video. All right. And for those who are here, hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right, family. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, we starting back at page 70, and we'll be reading back to page 79. Our friends, your children are each a keepsake of God bestowed on you. Each baby sent to the world is a beautiful energy preferred. Everything about him or her and the vibrations of his or her spirit are measured here, and then his or her contact with you is enabled. Family, also, while we're on this subject talking about the babies, this can be explained a lot more better. Once again, like I said, family, a lot of these books are connected. As you start getting the truth, you understand. This book right here, the sealed portion, will give you a lot more understanding. So go to my other readings on this or get it yourself. This book has a lot of understanding as far as how, gives you a lot of understanding as far as the nature of you and who your true mother and father are. Basically, family, the children, your children that you have, so for all of my watchers who have children, your children are not really your children. Spiritually speaking. Flesh-wise, yes, they're yours. But spiritually, the real them, they're not really your children. They're actually your brothers and sisters. Hold on real quick, family. Oh, hey neighbor. Okay, my bad, family. Heard something. I just want to make sure. Just okay. So yeah, like I want to say, your kids are actually your kids. They're actually the kids of the Most High who have been put into your care for their time of probation. In other words, I guess you could say, as a parent, you're like the PO officer of your children, who the Most High gives you. You know, you're over them. You're supposed to help them and provide for them on this path until they're able to provide for themselves. Know that your children are really your brothers and sisters. Know that your brothers and sisters in the flesh are actually your brothers and sisters in the spirit. Everyone is the children of the Most High. Matter of fact, even your spiritual parents are your brothers and sisters in a way. You know what? No. I guess in a way, yeah. So, once again, when you're looking, I'm to my men who are watching this, to my women who are watching this. When you're looking at your son, your real life, physical son in life, you know, that came from your loins. Women, when you're looking at your real life daughters that came from your loins, know that you are actually looking at your literal spiritual brother and sister from the kingdom. So as much as you, oh, I'm your daddy, I'll take you from or your mommy, know that they are your brothers and sisters, and you are held accountable for how you treat them. You're held accountable for what you do for them or don't do for them. You're held accountable for the things you say to them. And it's not to say that they don't make their own choices, not to say that you have to force them to do nothing, but know that your test is the children as well, because the Creator is putting His children in your care. Imagine if you gave your child to their God. Let's say you had a godmother or godfather for your child, right? You name them that because you have a certain trust and faith in them, that if anything happened to you, God forbid, that they would take care of your children as if they were your own. But understand, and this is something else in the Bible. You know, what's the Bible say? You know, the Bible says you shouldn't sit there and blow yourself up or think that you're better than anybody because you love your friends and family. Everybody loves their friends and family. But show me different. Show me that you're different by not only just loving your friends and family, but loving your so-called enemies, by loving those who you would usually hate or dislike. Because in reality, those people that you hate or dislike, even if you don't know them, even if you've never met them in your life, are technically your brothers, literally your brothers and sisters spiritually. Y'all related spiritually because you all come from the same source. All right, but let me keep going. The energy of the baby affects the energies of the mother and the father and prepares them for the sexual medium. The baby establishes contact with the awareness of the mother before it enters the womb. Here, the harmony of the frequencies of two spirits is very significant. This is what we spoke about this, and I think in my last message, family. As a matter of fact, once again, family, go back and listen to my messages on this book, because honestly, this book is going hand in hand. It's funny that they're both called the knowledge book too, but these two books are really honestly going hand in hand with information, family. But I believe I was explaining that. So when you have children, family, so this is important. So like, or I might have explained it on this one on the last time, but I'm going to explain it again. This is why it's important, family, that when you're in a relationship, right, and let's say the woman just finds out she's pregnant, the man nor the woman should go out there and you shouldn't go out there and tell anybody. Don't even tell your parents. Because at the end of the day, one of the greatest blessings we have, family, honestly, while we're here now, is the fact that we can't read people's minds. Because if you read people's minds, most people, you probably wouldn't even talk to them no more. Because the things you would hear from out their mind, it would turn you off. And you definitely wouldn't trust nobody. You wouldn't go near nobody. So in this season, and once again, this even goes towards people who are sick, or let's say people call people, oh, so and so's in the hospital, there's an accident. You should not be telling everybody, because some people who you might think want the best for you, want you to be happy, might be your enemy behind your back and don't want the best for you. So while you telling them something, thinking that they're gonna pray for you the best, they really sitting there hoping that you die, hoping that something happens, hoping you lose your child, hoping you lose your job, hoping you die on the surgery table. Don't tell nobody. And if you do tell anybody, my recommendation is you only tell either two other people to create a trinity between you and those two, or three other people. So it'll be four, but at the same time, it's still three because you have three other people, or you can include those other two people to make three. You know your husband should go out and tell nobody. This goes for babies and this goes for people who are sick. This goes in general in life. If you got a business plan, don't go out there just telling everybody. I know people say you gotta you gotta confirm it, use affirmations. Do that mess by yourself. You can do affirmations by yourself in your car, in your house. Don't nobody need to know what you're doing, because you don't want people sending them negative energies and waves towards you, especially your baby. Especially if you're a woman and find out I'm like 6 weeks pregnant or something. Because remember, people talk about women are very susceptible to miscarriages within the first few weeks of the pregnancy, right? So this is why you got to stay during those times. You got to stay calm. You got to stay at peace. You got to keep all negativity away from you. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody till y'all through the rut. Shoot, maybe not tell nobody till you halfway through. Maybe 3-4 months in. I don't know, but this is important, family, for life in general. Stop letting people be in your business. Even the people who you think may love you the most and people you think would never do, sometimes them be the main ones who will hurt you. The ones you never expect. Keep people out your business. I'm not saying don't tell people to pray for you, but sometimes, like I said, some people, especially if you're listening to me right now, and let's say you go to a so-called Christian person and ask them to pray for you, but they ain't nowhere near the knowledge that we talking about right now, no understanding, that could go against you. Because they might not tell you nothing. They might be sitting there praying against you, talking about, oh God, please don't give them this knowledge. Please move them away so they're not lost. And next remember, family, when you pray against somebody, against the will of the Creator, whether you mean to or not, or whether you have good intentions, witchcraft is praying against the Most High's will. Period. So if it's the Most High's will for you to go through this information, but you sit here and tell somebody to pray for you who knows not on this, and then they go ahead and they tell you they're going to pray for you, but in reality they're praying against you and hoping you get out of this knowledge, they really committing witchcraft. Even though even in their heart, they mean right by the Creator. I just want you, this for the Creator. I don't want you to go to hell. No. And as a matter of fact, they might get in trouble. So this is not only to protect you, but this is to protect others people too, especially if you like them. Because if your purpose is greater to the Creator than them, the Creator will definitely take them out. So letting you know, this is just for future reference. Or if not take them out, make their life hell. So for the protection of others, if you're on this path, be careful what you tell others. The baby comes to the world only if the mother wants that baby. Oh, I've been in a situation before too, where honestly, I've been in situations to where there are people who didn't want children, and I remember they start praying about it and think about it, and guess what? They lost the baby. And this was saying earlier about how the baby actually sees the mother before the baby even comes into the womb. So why would they want to come into the womb or go into the baby of someone who doesn't want them? I know obviously there are situations not every woman wants her child, and they say not every woman should be a mother. I know that there are, there's always the exceptions. But I would say for the majority, most of the time, the baby's only going to come if they're wanted. And the times that they do come and they're unwanted, I would say it's because we live in a world, family, where I wouldn't say that the Creator messes with your free will. But because you're not listening, the Creator will allow certain things to happen. Because the Creator, remember, like, what does the word say? The word says God will use what the enemy meant for evil or bad, that the Creator will use to turn to good. So if you was out there sleeping around, or with this guy or girl living that life, the Most High might allow a baby to come to save you from destroying yourself. Because if the baby didn't come, you wouldn't change. The baby will bring the what's it called? The concentration you need, or the discipline. So let's keep going. Remember, family, nothing is impossible when it comes to the Creator. Nothing is off limits. We got to get out of place of saying everything is impossible. Nothing is ever 100%. Nothing is always, it can never happen this way. Anything is possible with the Creator. Okay. The baby comes to the world only with the baby comes to the world only if the mother wants that baby. This procedure occurs by the mother's love. The father only sows a seed. Matter of fact, family, once again, when it comes to making babies and how they're made, this book right here, and once again, the Zohar, and this right here on the subjects of babies and spiritual babies and where they come. These two books are very good when they talk. I'm not gonna say they have all the info because I'm pretty sure there's books specifically on that matter, but I'm just saying those books, especially for people going through the reading we going through and the path we on, they have a lot of good information on them. And also the book I'm reading now, the knowledge book, as we get further. Well, honestly, actually, I'm actually, once we go back and reading, family, we are reading. This is brand new together. I will say this. I bought this book last year, but I only read it up to about, actually, to the pages that we read today, I only read it up to about maybe page 80. No, a little bit less than page 80. And we just now got there. So we in this together, family. We moving together. It's all new to me too. The baby comes to the world only if the mother wants that baby. This procedure occurs by the mother's love. The father only sows a seed. Love vibration during the time of fertilization plays a very significant role in the coming of the baby to the world. Once again, when you have a baby, can't be negative. Try your best not to be negative. Be positive. Just push forward. Try to be in as joyous about it as possible. You want them good vibrations. Thousands of energies who have not been able to enter the medium of involvement are forcing vibration. Thousands of energies who have not been able to enter the medium of evolvement are forcing the vibrations of many men and women in order to return to the world again. These energies often get in contact with you. However, since the chance of being born is not in their hands, they return to their previous mediums. So let me read that again. Thousands of energies who have not been able to enter the medium of evolvement are forcing the vibrations. In other words, we live in a world today, family. What's big? Like, we not big on family no more. You know, birth rates going down. A lot of people want to wait too longer to have children. And what we have, family, is, once again, those books. You have a lot of spirits waiting in the spiritual realm, waiting to come here to get an avatar so they can go through their probationary period. But right now, because of people's selfishness, because people want to live their life just for themselves and everything, the birth rate is going down. And then the ones who do have them, a lot of time, like I said, they're not even bringing children into good situations. You know, and causing a lot of bad karma to come in these children. These children are going to have to keep coming back. So basically, that was just stating what we just talking about. Is, like I said, everything is, the baby's not always wanted. So sometimes the Most High just allows things to happen because it's to help that person's life move forward if it didn't happen, or to protect them. Okay, thousands of energies who have not been able to enter the medium of evolvement are forcing the vibrations of many men and women in order to return to the world. Again, these energies often get in contact with you. However, since the chance of being born is not in their hands, they return to their previous mediums. Let us explain this a little more. Since the coming into existence until today, there has always been an energy bond which cannot be broken between the mother and the child. Energies of the unborn children also evolve in their mediums in proportion with the spiritual evolvement of the mother. Also, I want to bring out there, family, and I went through this in the past. And matter of fact, I had it just recently, and this happened to me when I was 22. This was years ago, man. But for my people out there, especially the ladies and the men who have lost a child, whether it be, miscarriage, or the baby stillborn, or the baby passed away a few hours, few days, maybe a few weeks after, these babies are now your guardian angels. They're in your life. They're watching you. And as you continue on this path, the Creator, especially those who are truly hurt by it, because obviously this is something that most likely you never get over. You may get used to it. You may be able to deal with it. You may not be so depressed about it as you get older. But at the same time, I can never imagine someone just forgetting or being okay with losing a baby. Unless, well, never mind. I guess, well, let me take that back. Unless, they really didn't want the baby and they live in that life. But for those who who really did want the child, or even later you regretted it as you got older. Know that these children are around you all the time. They're one of your guardians. And if you continue to go on this path, one day the Creator will give you, I mean, you can talk to him now and apologize, but one day you'll have a feeling, I mean, it happened to me, a certain moment where you'll know for sure that your child is there, even if you didn't name them, and you'll be able to verbally vocalize and apologize. Like, you'll feel it in your spirit. You might start crying. They'll just come to your memory for some reason, and something will feel. You might even hear the ringing in your ears to let you know that, and it'll give you that chance to apologize. So I wanted to throw that out there. You know, this is powerful. This path is powerful, family, when you put the work in to get the understanding. Let us explain this a little more. Since the coming into existence until today, there has always been an energy bond which cannot be broken between the mother and the child. Energies of the unborn children also evolve in their mediums in proportion with the spiritual evolvement of the mother. At the time of the initial existence, energies of 6 children were given to the mother for her to deliver to the world. These energies, remember family, numbers mean something. 6 isn't a bad number. I know people try to make it bad, but why else would it be talking about 6 children? 6 ain't a bad number. They're just messages. Remember, it's how you interpret them. At the time of the initial existence, energies of 6 children were given to the mother for her to deliver to the world. These energies are for normal 6 children. If the mother brings into the world more than 6 children, the energies are divided according to the number of children. And children possessing these energies will evolve more slowly, since they will have weaker coats. You know what this almost sounds like to me too? It sounds like, you ever play like those RPG video games with magic and stuff, or yeah, like that, and as you progress, or even before you start the game, you're given a certain amount of points, right? Because as you progress in the game, you have different powers that get stronger the more experience you get. But is anybody noticing some of the games, like at first they might give you a certain amount of energy, and then they'll have stats like, okay, how fast can you run? How strong are you? How powerful is your magic? What is it? Just certain things, right? And basically they give you a certain amount of points to basically add to these power scales to give you a boost in these certain places. But let's put it like this: you might have 10 different options to add points to, but you only have enough points to upgrade maybe 3 of your attributes, so you don't just come in the world weak and crazy, if that makes sense to you. So that's what this kind of sounds like to me too, when he's talking about the 6 children, about how they go evenly to each one. But let's keep going. And children possessing, remember family, there's a lot of truth in a lot of these movies and videos and games and stuff that have been in front of us for years. We just didn't know because we didn't have the right knowledge and understanding to recognize these things. At the time of the initial existence, energies of 6 children were given to the mother for her to deliver to the world. These energies are for normal 6 children. If the mother brings into the world more than 6 children, the energies are divided according to the number of children. And children possessing these energies will evolve more slowly, since they will have weaker coats. If the mother brings into the world only one child at the time of the initial existence, this child gets the entire energy that would have been divided to 6 children, and she or he becomes a powerful coat. Afterwards, this channel continues to be a single energy channel. That means the mother possesses only one child in each period she lives. Remember the numbers. At the time of the initial existence, all the energies have the same frequency. The evolvements of humans are graded after the 0 world frequency. Since each sibling who comes to the world will complete his or her evolvement in his or her medium, there will be frequency variances among siblings. Due to this fact, the quicker a child evolves, the later she or he will be born to the world. The quicker a child evolves, what does the Bible say, family? The Bible says, blessed is he who comes to the Most High early, instead of waiting to old age. Come to the Most High as a child. You don't have to wait till you're 20 like people say, oh, I'll get my life right when I'm in my 30s. No. come to the Most High as soon as possible. And the sooner you come, the better your life will be. Well, let me see. Since each sibling here's something else to understand, family. Look, I understand we all care for our siblings, our aunts, our uncles, family members, even very close friends. But know that we all have free will. What's the word say? Many are chosen, few will choose. You know what I'm saying? Many are called, few will choose. Or what's the other one? Many are chosen, many are called, few will choose. Or many choose, but few are called. So basically what I'm saying is, family, remember, we live in a cycle of life and death. We live in a cycle of death and rebirth. We're going in this circle, right? This circle of time as we go through our probationary period until we get everything right. So you have to understand, look, family, I'll put it like this. In a past life, family, you might have had an enemy, worst enemy ever. Matter of fact, could have tried to take your life or maybe even took your life. But now you've been reborn in this life, and this time the very enemy who tried to take your life in a past life is now literally actually your flesh brother and sister during this lifetime. And then you might not understand, and you wonder, why is my brother and my sister always hating me all these years? Why do they always hurt me? Because the spirit that is in them is actually a spirit of a former enemy of yours. So I say that to say this, family. When it comes to this walk, because we all get caught in this trap at times of trying to bring our parents or bring siblings and family members to the truth, but it's not up to you. Each person, family, look, even though somebody's your brother or sister, this might be your 10,000th time being reincarnated on this earth, right? This could be literally their first, second, third time. They not going nowhere anytime soon. They not raising anytime soon. Matter of fact, you might have been placed in their family just so you can give them some of the wisdom you have to help them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to move forward to the next level. So you have to understand this, family. Some people, regardless, like I say, this is hell. Some people, your own family, they coming back to hell. Because they have to. They have to finish their probation. They have to keep coming back until they get it right to make it to where you are to be able to move forward. So understand this. So we have to get out of this sight. Stop feeling sorry for people going to hell. There is no fire and damnation. Now, if you think that and you want it to be that, I can see it being that. But me personally, from my studying, there is not that. We are in hell. This is why I keep telling people, when you understand the church and when you read the book yourself and understand the truth, the church, you're really paying the church and visiting the church to keep you in hell. That's why they want your money. That's why they want your mind and your time. So that they have return customers. The best customer is a return customer. They want you to come back to hell. So they want you to worship them for all their life. Not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the books themselves. The books have the wisdom. But I'm talking about these organizations. These men and women standing in these pulpits taking your money. They want you to stay in hell. That's the trick. They got you thinking that they're going to keep you out of hell and stop you from going to hell. But in reality, you in hell and they try to keep you here. Hold on, let me keep going. Okay. If the mother brings into the world only one child at the time of the initial existence, all the energies have the same frequency. The evolvements of humans are graded after the zero world frequency. Since each sibling who comes to the world will complete his or her evolvement in his or her medium, there will be frequency variances among siblings. Due to this fact, the quicker a child evolves, the later she or he will be born to the world. When the energy of a child finds a medium tantamount to his or her own frequency on the world level, matter of fact, this even comes down to, family, us who are going through this process, we've heard people talk about how, and I believe it myself now at this point, to be honest, just from the stuff I've come across and agree with my spirit. Even before we awoke and come to this point of understanding, I've heard people say, man, you chose to come here. You chose to come here and go through this. And at times I'd be like, what? Hell no, I didn't choose to come here and go through this BS. Like, that's crazy. Who would choose to come here and go through this hell? But as I continue to go, continue to have faith, continue to study, to pray, to fast, it kept popping up, this stuff. Family, we chose to come here because we know, and then we're helped by higher beings who help us. But basically, we're supposed to come to a level of understanding and ascension. But we can only do it if we have the right test before us to teach us what we need to know to grow. So in other words, what I'm saying is, in the spiritual realm, before you come here, apparently by yourself or with some spiritual elders, you guys go through and you map out your life. And they say, like, remember how the other books, there's no coincidence. And you map out your life, basically deciding what's going to happen to you. So what happens to you are the specific things you need to happen to you for you to learn so that you can ascend and move to the next level. Because remember, what's the difference? What's better? What's better? Someone who explaining to you, someone who's explaining something to you that's been through what they're explaining and who has experience with it, or someone explaining to you something that who has never been through something, who has never been through whatever they're explaining. Like, for instance, that's like, imagine a Mormon, cookie cutter Mormon, coming from Utah and going to South Central or somewhere in New York, right, and talking to so-called minorities about how they need to convert to Mormonism. They need to seek God and Jesus and change their life, otherwise they'll go to hell and everything's wrong. And they looking at this dude like, bro, what you know, man? Where you come from? I bet you got your mama and daddy at home. Bet you always had a house, 2 stories. I bet you always had everything good. I bet you had private schools. You had all this good stuff. And you won't come up here and tell me I'm wrong? You don't know nothing about me and where I'm from. But have a dude been in prison, someone who, or a woman been in prison, somebody who been somewhere, changed their life, come and talk to them. Then they gonna listen, because they be like, yo, you been where I've been. You know what I'm talking about. You know how I felt. So you gonna listen more. So I just want to throw that out there. At the time, since each sibling who comes to the world will complete his or her evolvement in his or her medium, there will be frequency variances among siblings. Due to this fact, the quicker a child evolves, the later she or he will be born to the world. When the energy of a child finds a medium tantamount to his or own frequency on the world level, she or he sends a signal to his or her mother and father, because now she or he will do his or her mission in the world, will complete his or her evolvement by elevating his or her frequency. This is an evolution tableau. Sometimes the mother's love frequency rises so high that she can attract the energies of children belonging to her from very high frequencies to the low frequency of the world, and she brings him or her into the world. However, if the spirit energy of the baby who comes to the world cannot conform to the frequency of the world, it has the power to leave the body it has taken. This means that your deceased children are very powerful energies. They assist you along with your guardian friend from the medium to which they return. This is a very lengthy subject pertaining to the circulation system. For the time being, let us stop here. We will mention it again if necessary. All our love is upon you. Now let us mention to you certain degenerative factors brought into being by way of heredity. The spirit vibrations sent to your world are pure and flawless energies. There is never a defect in them. Defects are a phenomenon pertaining entirely to cell degeneration. The structural family, what this is talking about right now too, what comes to my spirit, if you listen to the last teaching on this book, it was talking about a zone. So basically the Most High, or from the higher realms, when they're giving you downloads, they shoot wisdom to you and it comes in the way of a straight line. But before the wisdom comes into, I guess, our atmosphere, our dome, or our dimension, this line hits almost like a wall. And this wall causes this energy, causes this wisdom to now spread out like an umbrella. And instead of the energy coming straight towards your head, towards your spirit, towards your mind, and giving you the most pure download ever, it's now all spread out. And you're getting it in increments. And you're getting it, instead of getting step 1 first, you're getting step 5 first. And then you're going to get step 3. And then you're going to get step 7. And then you're going to go back and finally get step 1. You know what I'm saying? So just throw that out there. So that's what I'm getting in mind as I read this. Now let us mention to you certain degenerative factors brought into being by way of heredity. The spirit vibrations sent to your world are pure and flawless energies. There is never a defect in them. Defects are phenomena pertaining entirely to cell degeneration. The structural incompatibility of the two sexes causes heredity degeneration. Now, you can wonder why your Lord, who creates everything perfect, does not rectify such a result. In other words, family, this is one of the reasons why they talk about being equally yoked with someone you're with. You shouldn't just be with anybody, especially if they're on the same path as you. It causes issues, spiritually, and sometimes physically too. But this is mostly talking about spiritually, fam. Spiritual incompatibility. The structural incompatibility, but then also too, there's the flesh part, because people could be from two different species. The structural incompatibility of the two sexes causes heredity degeneration. Now, you can wonder why the Lord, who creates everything perfectly, does not rectify such a... Oh, while we're on this, family, what it's talking about right now is it's talking about people with physical defects, like mentally challenged or syndromes and stuff like that, right? This book right here, family, once again, this explains very well why the Creator allows people with birth defects to be born. And one of the reasons is, family, is because the difference between a person who comes out, I guess, so-called perfect or whatever, the difference between them and a person who is mentally challenged or something like that is the mentally challenged person, because of most of the time, that because of their lot in life, are a lot more, what's the word? They're a lot more caring. They're a lot more empathetic, sympathetic. They're kinder. They're more righteous. They're not so caught up in worldly things. So in a way, it's a curse and a blessing. It's a curse because you have to live that way and be judged by the world, but it's a blessing because a lot of times too, when you're in that mindset, sometimes like they don't even care. They don't even notice the negativity of people. Like they doing their own thing. They not worried. They're very powerful and they're very loved by the Most High, or by the Creator. So this is what we have to understand about these people. When we see them, we sit here and we feel sorry for them and treat them different. Oh, I feel sorry for you that you're this way. And I understand why you would feel sorry. But when you truly understand, honestly, they doing better than you. They more blessed than you. Because they might leave here and because of their situation, right? They were forced to live more respectable lives. So now the next time they come back, if they have to come back, or when they go to their next, or if they go to a totally another different dimension, they might come through as a freaking superstar this time, or a millionaire, because they didn't have a bunch of negative karma following them from their path, from their past reincarnation. So keep this in mind, family. Go to the keys of go to that sealed portion and it'll tell you more about mentally challenged people and stuff, and why the Creator made them and what is their purpose. And they're also meant to be teachers to us. Mentally challenged people and stuff like this are meant to be humbling people for us. We're meant to look at them and be like, man, why are they so righteous and I'm so evil? They're supposed to teach us things. We're supposed to learn from them. The structural incompatibility of two sexes causes heredity degeneration. Now you can wonder why your Lord creates everything perfectly, does not rectify such a result. Remember what is this book been saying in the book of knowledge? Nothing happens for no reason, family. Everything's for reasons. It's to teach you. Our first answer to you will be as follows. In your world full of opposites, these physical degenerations also have certain causes and characteristics for you. The state is created by the incompatibility of the cells of the couples. The mechanisms here supervise only the spirit vibrations. Only nature is responsible for cell degeneration. And our second answer is as follows. Everything has a cause, a reason, and a result. Do not forget that your world is a medium of purification. You will purify yourselves there under the light of your self-awareness by comparisons. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration would remain in the same level. You would have no effort, no goal in your life medium. Also, family, this is important too. This takes us back to Adam and Eve. Remember growing up, they taught us in religion that Eve's actions were wrong and Adam's were wrong and they were both shouldn't have done it. Here's the truth, family. It happened for a reason because we're given free will. The Creator doesn't want to interfere with our free will, because we have free will. Creator doesn't want to force us to do anything. Just like, once again, I spoke to before. and I don't really like this word, but we're going to use it for understanding. When it comes to relationship, do you want somebody to so-called love you because of what you give them or because of money or material things, or you want them to so-called love you because they actually feel that, because of the way they treat you, with respect, they want to be there, you got to worry about them cheat. You want the real thing. You don't want fake or you know what I'm saying? You don't want that fake stuff. So, hold on, let me go back. And our second answer is as follows. Everything has a cause, a reason, and a result. Do not forget that your world is a medium of purification. You will purify yourselves there under the light of self-awareness by comparison. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration would remain in the same level. You would have no effort, no goal in your life. Okay, so Adam and Eve. So basically, I lost it. So if Adam and Eve had not eaten the apple family, they would have not left the garden. Because remember, you know, what's that saying? They say you can't miss something you never knew. And matter of fact, there's another book called, I don't have the book, but I've been through it before. That's why I don't have it. But it's called the Book of Adam and Eve. There's a few of them, and they basically talk about Adam and Eve when they first got in the garden, right? But also, this comes to the sealed portion. Once again, this is another book on the subject right here I'm talking about. So basically, if Adam never left, matter of fact, the Zohar too. The Zohar explains this very well, what I'm talking about. So if Adam and Eve didn't do what they did, family, they would have stayed in perfection in the garden for eternity. They wouldn't have had kids. They wouldn't have never wanted for anything. They would have never had to work, which means everything would have been provided for them, which means they wouldn't have to worry about anything. They didn't have to go through anything. There was nothing for them to learn, which, remember, that is the main issue when it comes to Lucifer or whatever the issue was in the kingdom when they talk about the fall or the war in heaven. The issue was, and once again, that sealed portion talks about this what I'm talking about a lot, you know, that the war in heaven, all, excuse me, family. But basically, you have to go through something to learn, family. Life isn't, you're not supposed to just be happy all the time, hee hee ha. You have to go through pain. So the problem was in the beginning, the reason why Lucifer and them, during the study why it says that they rebelled against the Creator, is because they were like rich kids. They were like spoiled rich kids. Have you ever seen a spoiled rich kid who's born with a spoon in their mouth, right? A golden spoon in their mouth? They can't understand people suffering because they've never been through it. And matter of fact, they tend to be very selfish, and then they tend to not have an understanding because they have no suffering, so they don't have empathy for others, right? So basically, I'll put it like this. In the kingdom, it's everlasting, eternal happiness. But how do you know the difference between eternal happiness and eternal damnation or sadness if you've never felt both? You have to feel the other to know the difference. You have to know good and bad. You have to know good times to understand bad times. If you have no opposite, nothing to compare it to, then it's almost like, how do I say, it cancels each other out. Cancels each other out. So imagine yourself as a spirit in the kingdom of heaven in the beginning when you're first made, right? And they tell you there's joy, but that's all you know. You don't know anything about heartache. You don't know anything about pain. So the joy you feel, it really doesn't mean anything to you. You don't understand it because you don't know anything different. And matter of fact, you've had it so long that you've become numb to it, to where it's not joy anymore. Now you become that selfish rich kid who can't understand anything outside of yourself. So you go around doing evil stuff, trying to bring some meaning to your life. I hope this makes sense, family. So understand that was a problem with Lucifer, is that he was a spoiled rich kid. And that was a problem with a lot of us in the kingdom while we came here. Because when we were first born, we're in the kingdom. But we have to understand the difference between living forever in joy and then living forever in negativity and hate and anger and pain. You have to have these two, the yin and the yang, to understand the difference between them both. If you have one, then all you know is goodness, so then it's not as good because that's all you know. So you can't understand it and appreciate it the way that it should be appreciated because all you have is goodness. And now you become jaded and you become spoiled, so it's no longer good. Matter of fact, that goodness becomes now like a curse. It becomes a cancer because you get so bored. It's so good all the time. It's so perfect. I need something new. I need something crazy to happen. You get like that. That's why this is why a balance, fam. We need a balance. Not to say go do nothing wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to explain something. This state is created by the incompatibility of the cells of the couples. The mechanism here supervises only the spirit vibrations. Hold on. This state is created by the incompatibility of the cells of the couples. The mechanism here supervises only the spirit vibrations. Only nature is responsible for cell degeneration. And our second answer is as follows. Everything has a cause, a reason, and a result. Do not forget that your world is a medium of purification. You will purify yourselves there under the light of self-awareness by comparisons. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration would remain in the same level. You would have no effort, no goal in your life medium. Just reading it again. Do not forget that your goals prepare your future. In every period, you will experience everything in the world, both with its bitter and sweet aspects. You will have frustrations. You will have revolts. But if you do not ever lose your essence of love amidst this, then it means that you are a genuine human. We have to learn what love truly is, family. Remember, and I'll say this again. Love is not just what we've been taught. We've been taught that love is just this feeling, right? And then you end up in relationships and situations where you call yourself loving somebody, right? And then either one day you or them one day wake up, be like, I just don't feel the same way no more about you. I don't love you no more. I don't feel the same. And now you take that, isn't it? Now you take that as your excuse to leave, to go against the covenant you made before God and whoever, to go cheat and do all this. And that's not how things work. That's how you feel is just a part of it. Matter of fact, it's not even the most important part. That's the least important. And take away the word love and put the word joy. It's joy. Love, or so-called love, or God, whatever you want to call it, it's three aspects. And that first is a respect, a common general respect for all life. For all life, whether it be plant, animal, human being, a respect in general just for life, for people's property, a respect for your own life, for your own body and soul and spirit. The second is passion. You have to be passionate about something, because that passion is going to lead to action, to lead you to what brings you joy. Remember the passion of the Christ. People say, man, look at the passion of the Christ. In other words, he was dedicated about what he did, about his walk. He showed his passion for the Most High and his passion for the word by how he lived and by his actions. That passion, and when you have respect for others, a respectful environment gives you the ability to pursue your passions. And then once you get the chance to pursue your passions, eventually, as you're pursuing your passions, your pursuit of your passion will eventually manifest into joy. And that joy is the end result of you working hard in your passions to build the thing that you say is going to bring you so-called love or joy. So remember, love is it's not just how you feel. It starts with respect, and then passion and joy. You cannot have the joy without first respect and passion. Just throwing that out there, family. If everything was perfect, then your spirit vibration would remain in the same level. You have no effort, no goal in your life medium. Do not forget that your goals prepare your future. In every period you will experience everything in the world, both with its bitter and sweet aspects. You will have frustrations, you will have revolts. But if you do not ever lose your essence love amidst this, then it means that you are a genuine human. Remember, what's the Bible say again? I don't care about you talking about you love your daddy and your brother, your sister, and your friend. Everybody do that. But love your enemy. Love your enemy, and then I'll be impressed. So-called love. In other words, respect your enemy. Be passionate about respecting your enemy. And then one day your enemy will give you joy, because your enemy will be like, dang, this dude ain't as bad as I thought. You kill with kindness, family. Like the word says, if your enemy asks you for water, give him water. If your enemy makes you carry their gear a mile, you carry it too. We do not give you the grade. We do not give you the grade you gain. You gain it through your efforts, through your toils. Do not ever forget that we are aware of every breath you take, every step you take, and all your thought chains. Remember, cast down my imagination, family. Take care. Stop being negative. Be positive. Every day you wake up, do your affirmations. I am love. I am forgiveness. I am a God. I am this. I am that. Start your affirmations. This happens entirely as a necessity of the system. Otherwise, how would we keep the files of centuries? Remember, your memory, family, is kept in your cells. Remember, your cells are like USB drives, and they carry, I think, millions or billions of terabytes of room for information or memories. And remember, you also have your past life information in your cells. Your past life information. This happens entirely as a necessity of the system. Otherwise, how will we keep the files of centuries? Do not ever forget that everything you have seen in the world until today, each event you have encountered has occurred to test you. Life isn't about being happy all the time, family. Happiness comes and goes. You got to earn your happiness. Worse without faith is death. We're not meant to be happy all the time. We're not always supposed to be in a good place. These things come to help train us. Remember, nothing is in vain in the medium you are in. The messages of ours, nothing is in vain in the medium you are in. These messages of ours are the answers to your questions we received from your thought chains. Our love is upon the entire universe. Your frequencies are not able to transcend a certain dimension. For this reason, you cannot rise to the currents that will make you happy. This is due to your being conservative. Your frequencies are not able to transcend a certain dimension. For this reason, you cannot rise to the currents that will make you happy. This is due to your being conservative. In other words, too, this is also talking about people being stuck in religion, only wanting to read the Bible, but not wanting to pick up the Quran or the Buddhist text or the Hindu, just to learn, not to say to follow them, but to open up your mind. You know what I'm saying? How do you get to the kingdom of heaven again, family? You're not going to get to the kingdom of heaven until you become like a child again. And a child is like Peter Pan. They have faith. They have an imagination. They can believe. They're fearless at times. They don't mind learning new stuff. That's how you have to be again. So that's what it's talking about too. We're saying your frequencies are not able to transcend a certain dimension. For this reason, you cannot rise to the currents that will make you happy. This is due to your being conservative or keeping yourself in a box of religion, never want to learn anything more. The happiness of each person is in proportion to the vibrations of the frequency medium to which she or he belongs. In short, frequencies, happiness and unhappiness come and go very quickly. Remember, happiness comes and goes, family. It's not supposed to be constant. We're here to learn. If you're happy all the time, you don't learn nothing. Sometimes pain and chaos cause you to work. Sometimes happiness will cause you to be lazy. As frequencies rise, the person in question will be affected by his or her personal depression until she or he enters his or her own frequency medium. But she or he will be exempt from universal depression. In other words, family, as long as you're walking around here not living your true purpose in life, as long as you're walking around here not, remember it says many are called, few will choose. As long as you're not answering the call, you're going to have depression at some point, depending on, and this also depends on your walk and what your purpose is. Some people, the Creator will let go their whole life and be like, look, if you don't want to wake up now, you don't have to, it's not your time. But for some people, it's like, look, you done this 1,000,000 times already or 10,000 times. It's time for me to, it's not say interfere. It's not that the Most High is not going to force it. But the Most High knows you, so the Most High knows what will cause you to do what the Most High needs you to do. So the Most High will affect the world around you, your environment, with the right formula to cause you to walk down the path the Most High wants you to walk. So it's not forcing. The Most High just knows the right ingredients that will cause you to do what the Most High wants you to do. Because remember, who knows you better than the Most High? As frequencies rise, the person in question will be affected by his or her personal depression until she or he enters his or her own frequency medium. Oh, and when those times come is what I'm saying. If you just happen to be a place where the Most High says, no, I want you, I need you. The Most High will put you in depression until that depression forces you to search the Most High out, to search something more. Until that depression searches you to say, there's more than this, there's something wrong, I got to keep searching until you figure out what's wrong, and then that's where your joy comes again. You got to go through that time of struggle. However, if she or he can reach his or her frequency code along with his or her evolvement code, only then will she or he find genuine happiness. For us, the height of frequency is not significant. The significant thing is the evolvement. Changing. For your thought frequencies that have entered the universal dimensions have now augmented your six senses in the magnetic medium of the universe. For this reason, everyone has become a mediumist. What does the word says? It says the Most High pours His Spirit upon anyone, and that it says that anyone can prophesy, that even your sons and daughters will prophesy in the last days. But anyone can prophesy. That's what I got when I got there. Everyone is a medium. Everyone has the ability to prophesy in the name of the Creator, if the Creator puts the Spirit on them to do it, or if the person has a desire to serve the Most High to do that. Evolvement is the maturity of your essence. Only the son of your spirits can ripen the raw fruits within you. This is why messages of evolvement are still given to your world, and they will continue to be given until the goal is reached. I want to reread this. Evolvement is the maturity of your essence. Only the son of your spirits can ripen the raw fruit. Okay, the sun stands for S-U-N. This is S-U-N, but it also stands for S-U-N and S-O-N. It's the sun in the sky that gives sun rays foods to your it's the rays from the sun that feed your skin, that feed your melanin, feed your cells. The sun is good, good for your hair. So there's that physical aspect of the sun that feeds you, but it also gives you light, wisdom, and messages and stuff. But there's also the S-O-N, and the S-O-N isn't necessarily just Yahusha. So this is what you got to understand, family. Christ and Yahusha are not the same, but they are the same. Yahusha is the physical vessel that the spirit of the Messiah took over. But the Christos, or the Christ, is really another term for your higher self, your spiritual self. So everybody has a Christos. This ain't me going around saying call yourself a Christian. I don't believe Christianity. I don't support it. I grew up Christian, we with it, but I'm not a Christian. Now that I'm understanding, because the original term wasn't even Christian, it was Christos. And Christos used to be used as an insult too. But when you understand truly what it means, a Christos is just another word for your soul, for your spirit, for your higher self, family. And this is another thing like Yahusha was saying. Yahusha said, you will do the things that I have done, and you will do even greater. You are my brothers and sisters. He was talking about the Holy Spirit, your higher, your spiritual self. That's the Christos. He was talking about you throwing away your being reborn, throwing away your fleshly man and becoming your spiritual man, your Christos. Because you can only ascend until you come to an understanding and acceptance of who you truly are spiritually, until you understand that this is not really you. This is your flesh. You have to come into contact, into communion with your spiritual self. Let your spiritual self is the Christos. Your spiritual self is your higher self. Your spiritual self is the Christos, family. This is what you need to understand. When people talk about the Christos, they're talking about your spiritual self, your higher self. That's why the word says the only way to the Creator, the only way to heaven is to go through the Son. The only way of salvation is if you believe in Christ. It's not talking about Yahusha. Yes, Yahusha is my master. This is also what it's talking about when it's talking about son. Who is your master? Did you choose Muhammad or Buddha is your master? When you pass and you go back to the spiritual realm, who's going to be at the gate? Is your master going to be Muhammad, peace be upon him, Yahusha, my master, my king? Or is it going to be Buddha? Or is it going to be someone else? There's only one narrow path, family, and many paths lead to that narrow path. This is what you have to understand. The Christos, remember, and also Yahusha could have been Buddha as well. Yahusha could have been Muhammad coming back. Remember, reincarnation. But understand, family, the Christos is in everybody and is attainable by everybody. And it's not, and you don't get it through Christianity, and you don't get it. Look, I don't want to go too deep on that right now, but just to start, the Christos is your spiritual self. This is what Yahusha was saying. You will do the things I have done and greater. You will do things I have done and greater. Because you have the Spirit of the Most High within you. If you didn't, you wouldn't be able to do it, because he was telling you you are a spiritual being. That is the Christos. Not to call yourself Christian. You have to understand that the Christos is your spiritual self. You can only ascend and become a higher being until you understand this and comprehend this and accept this and believe it and live this. Not just... Anyway, let's keep going. However, if she or he can reach his or her frequency code along with his or her evolvement code, only then will she or he find genuine happiness. For us, the height of frequency is not significant. The significant thing is the evolvement. For your thought frequencies that have entered the universal dimensions have now augmented your sixth senses in the magnetic medium of the universe. For this reason, everyone has become a mediumist. Evolvement is the maturity of your essence. Only the sun of your spirits can ripen the raw fruits within you. This is why messages on evolvement are still given to your world, and they will continue to be given until the goal is reached. Our mission is to guide you. The initiative is yours. Our heartfelt wish is that the universal divine light may rise upon you, the Holy Spirit, the wisdom. Structure of the human. Each cell carries the secret belongings to the past. Each cell carries the secret belonging. Each cell, and another thing, fam, I have this belief, family, that everybody is born with the Holy Spirit. Because another word to me, the Holy Spirit is just another word for your soul, for the true you. I don't believe that it comes upon you. I believe it's always been in you. The only difference is some people learn to wake it up and some people don't. You know, I don't believe it comes to you. It's already there. I believe Yahushua is just teaching us. When you go through studying, when you change, you think it's coming to you. You think the Holy Spirit is coming upon you. It's not coming upon you. It's just waking up from within you. In other words, remember, every cell in your body has memory in it from your past lives. This information and wisdom is within you. It says go within. The kingdom of heaven is within. The real you is within. The knowledge is within. But you have to wake it up. It's not falling on me. It's already in me. I'm born with it. But if you don't want to use it, that's on you. Each cell carries the secrets belonging to the past. Our mission is to guide you. The initiative is yours. Our heartfelt wish is that the universal divine light may rise upon you. Each cell carries the secrets belonging to the past. It possesses the power of the entire universe, and it is a universe consciousness. Humankind can make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it. For the intense energy in it is not an energy known by the medium of the world. It is divided into 2 first, then to 4, then to 8, then to 16, and then to 32. What age did Yahusha start his ministry? He was 32, remember? Then and also once again 32. This book right here, family, once again, what I'm about to say, sealed portion is good for that, and the Zohar. So what these books explain, family, is that when you make it to a certain place in your ascension process in your life, right? I guess awaken, or whatever you want to call it. What these things explain is 32 is like the perfect age for your fleshly body, where it says like this is where you stop. This is where you start to, your cells start to degrade and die, right? Where you start the aging process. So basically, if you don't reach enlightenment or come to a stage of ascending by 32, or let's say you pass 32 and you pass away of old age, like you was 100 and something. When you go back to the kingdom, whatever body you choose, if you make it to the ascension level, if you make it to the level of Yahusha, what these books were explaining is your body will revert. Even let's say you died when you was 120, you was looking all old and prunish, right? When you return to the kingdom, your body is going to revert back to when you were 32, and it's going to be like the most beautiful version of you, the most fit version of you, the most wisest, right? And then that's where you freeze. You will never age again. There's no such thing as death. Now you live eternity as your 32-year-old self, in the best shape and looks of your life. That's when you ascend and you get your heavenly body that will never age or die again. However, even I'll put it like this. Let's say when you was 32, you look horrible. That's not how you're going to look. You're going to look like you, but the best version of you. Whatever people say, the best version of you, or let's say in this lifetime you don't like this necessary body. I'm pretty sure you can change your face if you want. But anyway, let's not digress and get too much into that. So let's keep going. Each cell carries the secrets belonging to the past. It possesses the power of the entire universe. and it is a universe consciousness. Humankind can make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it. For the intense energy in it is not an energy known by the medium of the world. It is divided into 2 first, then to 4, then to 8, then to 16. Hold on, let me read it again. Each cell carries the secrets belonging to the past. It possesses the power of the entire universe, and it is a universe consciousness. Humankind can make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it. For the intense energy in it is not an energy known by the medium of the world. It is divided into 2 first, then to 4, then to 8, then to 16, and then to 32. Once again, their numbers too, also, family. They're powerful, and these are powerful even numbers. These specific ones I'm mentioning. Then it becomes a ball. It is fed by the water within it. The vibrations it transmits protect it from negative powers. Each cell performs the mission peculiar to it with success in the medium suitable for its existence, according to the command it receives from the consciousness awareness. Hold on. Each cell, I gotta go back and read that for me. Each cell carries the secrets belonging to the past. It possesses the power of the entire universe, and it is a universal consciousness. Once again, remember, family, your past lives and memories are in your cells of your body. Humankind make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it. For the intense energy in it is not an energy known by the medium of the world. Okay, humankind can make a single cell, but can never make the whole of it. In other words, family, the Most High has many different creations, and humankind is not the only creation. That's what I got when I just read. It is divided into 2 first, then to 4, then to 8, then to 16, then to 32. What I also see when I read that, once again, it was saying Adam and Eve, 2. And then that 2 turned to 4, Cain and Abel. And that turns to more children. Those people repopulate. So, or look at the way that germs, I guess that would be better too if it made sense if it said 1. But I'm looking at it too from the creation as far as how in the physical realm it works. But also in the physical realm there are animals that impregnate themselves. But I could be wrong about that whole part, family. But that's what I got in my spirit also as I read that over again. So I could be wrong. If it doesn't agree with you, then throw it away. Or it's just not time for you. Or later on, I'm pretty sure I'll get confirmation of what I said. It's usually how it happens. Okay. It is divided into 2 first, then to 4, then to 8, then to 16, and then to 32. Then it becomes a ball. It is fed by the water within it. The vibrations it transmits protect it from negative powers. Each cell performs the mission peculiar to it with success to the medium suitable to its existence, according to the command it receives from its consciousness awareness. In other words, we're the cell, family. I think this is talking about us too on a physical level or just species in general. When it becomes 32, when it divides into 45, from 26 billion, you come into existence. You discover the secret of the cosmos at that very moment. Or maybe it's also talking about the individual cells in your body, each activating over time. So if my body is made of billions of cells, it's also talking about the cells, all of them, activating over time. And as they activate over time, they give you more info, give you more wisdom, open up your knowledge more. You grow spiritually, go to new levels. When the human attains maturity, when she or he asks about its might, When the human attains maturity, when she or he asks about its might, when she or he speaks with us, if the superiority belongs to God, then you are a part of him. That righteous mindset. Knowledge transmission. Okay, so we back at that diagram again, family. The one right here. Let me see. I want to look at it for a second and see what I can like I said, family, the downloads come too by just us looking at these things. So you getting the download too right now, so continue to look. Even if you don't understand it, you might read something or come across a video tomorrow or the day after, whenever you watch this, that'll give you understanding on what we reading right now, because that's how it works. Okay, so you got, let's see. Because we were talking about this the other day, the upside down triangles, making the, what was it called? Oh, actually, matter of fact, What I tell you, family, look, everything we reading is in alignment with each other. What was if you once again if you follow me on the keys of Enoch, right? Remember this page? When it's explaining this, what are these, right? These are upside down pyramids, right? There's one pyramid on top of another, right? And this is called the L conversion system, right? And this is in the keys of Enoch, right? Family, I'm telling you, all these books are connected, right? Okay? So bam. Remember the diamonds. If you read that, the upside down diamonds, what you got right here, family? What we looking at right here? What were we reading yesterday? When I say all this stuff is like coming into, it's like it's all connecting. Ain't this what we was reading about yesterday in a different book? Come on, family, look at that. Look, hold up. Ain't that two pyramids upside down like we was reading about the L conversion? Come on now. Come on now. So there we go. We learning stuff, family. As we go through, stuff is connected. But dang it. See, so much information. Okay, so let me see. Earth. It says Mars is a communication center. Let's see. It says number 1 is Sun, Mercury, Mars, and then Earth. So I'm guessing, okay, maybe. Okay, I guess what I'm kind of thinking, what this is, and I could be wrong. If someone knows better than me, please put in the comment section. Like I said, we learning together. I don't know everything. I only know pieces. We all are part of the body, and we all bringing the truth. So when I see this part right here, right? Let me go over. You see, like, okay, as it goes across, right? Let's say number 1. Let's look at number 1 first, right? You see where it says Sun and then Mercury, and then it goes to Mars, right? So what I think this is explaining, and then almost like this too. See at the top, the lines right here. These lines right here at the top, right? So what I think this is saying is, you know, because it's talking about messages coming from the cosmos to activate your cells. So like it says number 1, it says Sun, and then next to Sun it says Mercury, Mars, and then there's a line going down from Mars to Earth. So I'm guessing it's saying the messages. This is how the message first comes from the Sun, the SON or the SUN, or the leader or king of this galaxy, the part we're at, whoever's in charge, the angel or being, right? The message comes from them, or the Sun be representation of the alpha channel coming straight from the creator, right? And then it goes from the Sun to Mercury to Mars straight to Earth. Or number 2 is it goes from Sun to Pluto to Mars to Earth. Number 3 is from Sun to Earth to Mars and then to Earth. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about the message thing. Maybe it isn't. Or maybe, okay, maybe it's Sun, Earth, Mars, and then back to Earth. I could be wrong about this, family. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we're back. It says transmission triangle. Okay, yeah, same thing. Yeah, that's what we talking about. I'm right. Transmissions. There we go. And we just read this a minute ago, family. That's why I said we go through it so quick. I'll be reading it so fast. But yeah, I was right. Transmission. There we go. Let me just keep reading. All transmission triangles are, as a matter of fact, in the keys of Enoch, that's what it was talking about. It was talking about how that L conversion it's like a communication type device. All transmission triangles are sent to Earth through the channel of Mars. Matter of fact, family, while we on that and we talking about Mars, this is very important. Go back and listen to my stories, especially talking about Mars. There's an importance to Mars and the species and stuff that live on Mars. Go back to my studies on this. Remember, family, all these books are connecting. Let's go. All transmission triangles are sent to Earth through the channel of Mars. The Sun sends, and what's that one movie Disney? The dude who went to Mars. What's that movie that Disney Channel Disney? Not Disney, but the Disney movie that came out years ago about the guy who left Earth and traveled to Mars and he was stronger. John Carter, I think. I actually like that movie. I think I might watch that. All transmission triangles are sent to Earth through the channel of Mars. The Sun sends messages to all galaxy fields in the 9 dimensions in accordance with the unified field. The coordinate states of, hold on, how long I'm in, okay. Okay. All transmission triangles are sent to Earth through the channel of Mars. The Sun sends messages to all galaxy fields in the 9 dimensions in accordance with the unified field. The coordinate all transmission triangles are sent to Earth through the channel of Mars. The Sun sends messages to all galaxy fields in the 9 dimensions in accordance with the unified field. Also, family, in the books I showed you a second ago, it said that the beings on Mars are actually were very intelligent spiritually, but they were destroyed by another race. That's what it says. They were very, that basically because their technology was so spiritually based, they didn't take time to build their defense weapons or war weapons. So eventually one day an enemy showed up and destroyed them because they were defenseless. So that's just a story of things I've been studying, but I'm pretty sure there's some truth to it because I keep bringing it up. The coordinate states of the messages you receive are very correct and real. From now on, the messages will be given from a single channel to Mevlana, who is connected to the coat of Alpha. The star in line with the pole makes an angle of 93 degrees with your Earth, and this fact creates an extraordinary state at the beginning of each century. The meridians where the angles intersect are supervised by the sacred light. This supervision occurs in conformity with the universal theory. You, the friend groups who are connected to the central system, will from now on receive the messages with all the details from the pen of the Golden Age. It is the most correct knowledge source. Now, count all the planets in sequence: Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Earth. The Sun is a source of life above everything. Now, when the Sun has come in line with Mercury, Mars, and Earth in conformity with the unified fields, that is, when they have been on the same. And matter of fact, fam, while I'm talking on this, what just happened? What's been happening since June of this year all the way up to I think October? What was happening? There were alignments, right? Wasn't there just alignments? Matter of fact, they were talking about the Lion's Gate, the alignments of the planets, family. This is what it's talking about right now. And what do you know? We just happen to be reading this right now, and this stuff was happening in the past few months. It's talking about the alignments. And matter of fact, I remember that, especially those who were involved with the spiritual channels and other content creators who are spiritual, they were all talking about the alignments of the planets this past year, and how they were opening up doorways and gateways for us to be blessed, and for things and for understanding to come more into us, and things of that nature, right? So that's what I got when I was reading that. What a coincidence. The star in line with the pole makes an angle of 93 degrees with your Earth, and this fact creates an extraordinary state at the beginning of each century. The meridians where the angels intersect are supervised by sacred light. The supervision occurs in conformity with the universal theory. The sacred light is also, remember, light is also another word for wisdom, family, knowledge. You, the friend groups who are connected to the central system, will from now on receive the messages with all the details from the pen of the Golden Age. It is the most correct knowledge source. Now, Now, when the Sun has come in line with Mercury, Mars, and Earth in conformity with the unified field, that is, when they have been on the same perpendicular direction with the Sun, the magnetic power fields of the other stars have annihilated the negative powers in the universe and opened a healthier communication path. The annihilation of the old universe is nothing but annihilation of the negative powers. Though, matter of fact, we've been talking about that, family. Especially there's someone out there, if you watch my video, her name is Dr. Mumbi. She's talked a lot about how lately, especially when it comes to CERN and everything, we've been talking a lot about dimensions actually intersecting, creating new timelines, creating new Earths, new worlds, and we're not even noticing it happening right in front of us. Matter of fact, there's a movie, I think it's called Paradox. I think it's on Hulu, and it's about these college students who create this machine to where they can visit other dimensions, and they learn that you can go and there's this one guy, he went to another dimension, right? Or the girl, or in other words, they had shifted dimensions or joined dimensions, but the changes were so subtle they couldn't even tell until they really started paying attention. That's what I see is talking about, that it's not always annihilation, like the destruction of a earth or a planet, or it's changes that happen before your eyes that you don't even notice, family. It's happening in front of you, but you can't see. Like, again, I use this example. I use it all the time. It's like going outside. Let's say you planted a garden and you planted a flower, and right in the petals are closed. But you know when you water it, they open. It's like you watering that plant and then sitting there watching it and saying, I'm gonna watch the leaves move. And you sit there and you don't see anything happen. But if you leave and then come back, all of a sudden, guess what? The petals have extended. That's how the Creator works. Things happen without you seeing them, because if you saw them, that's like a glitch in the matrix. If you saw things happening that shouldn't be able to be explained, you would go crazy. It would mess up the illusion of a probationary period. Certain things just aren't supposed to happen with you seeing with your eyes, because it's not for you to see. The annihilation of the old universe is nothing but an annihilation of the negative powers. Those who are outside the magnetic field can receive all this knowledge. They are not exposed to any negativeness, for they are in a subjective field. Talking about my star seeds. Those people getting the knowledge. Here at the moment, helium, carbon, and nitrogen quantities have been lowered, and sunny days full of oxygen have been prepared. These compounds are almost extinct now. Only sufficient quantities are left in the air, and that is necessary for you. Our connection will continue for centuries to come. The important thing is to be on the same coordinate. Everything has been regulated according to the code adjustment of the central system. All the endeavors will prepare a sunny world for you. Notice to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, our friends. Now we are transmitting a command that has come from the Supreme Assembly to you. As a necessity of the period, we have found it necessary to stop the messages coming from the channel Alpha for a time frame. This is a command dictated from the channel of the Lord. The fascicles of the book have been distributed for 6 months. During these 6 months, we have been dealing with the supervision of the medium. Only the general messages will cease to be given from the divine channel until the end of the year. We are always in connection with your private channels. In other words, fam, remember in the Bible where it says that there were times where the Creator was silent and didn't talk to anybody, and that the Spirit of the Most High was silent and nobody talked to God for, like, I forget, was it 300 or something? That's not true, family. That's only true for the majority of people, because the majority of people are asleep. But for those who are who have a true connection with the Creator, who have a true eternal connection, who can understand the Spirit, are never cut off, because we understand the true voice of the Most High. You understand, like they tell you it's your conscience. No, that's your higher self. That's the Most High and you talking to you. But you have to learn how to decipher what is the Most High's words and what is your flesh's words. And this is why you study the laws and stuff, because the Creator will not go against the law's word. So if something in your head is telling you go do something that's contrary to what the Creator said, and not to say, remember, nothing's impossible. The Creator could actually do something. But if you don't have understanding of this path and what you need to know, you could let the wrong voice tell you to do something that you shouldn't have been doing in the first place. There's no confusion when it comes to the Creator. The fascicles, so once again, I want to remind you in the Bible where it says that God didn't, I forget how many years it said, but in the Bible, it's in the Old Testament. It says God didn't talk to Israel for, it's somewhere between 100 and 300 years, I forget. And then they tell you, oh, well, nobody knew God. No, he was talking to prophets at the time and people who really believed, or she, or the Creator. So the fascicles of the book have been okay. We are always in connection with your private channels. In other, your private channel, the you, the higher self you. It ain't got nothing to do with everybody else. It does at times, but when he quiet, the Creator talking to you. If you on that path, we are always in connection with your private channels. When the channel is open, the fascicles will be disturbed again. Meanwhile, there are many friends who will be connected to the central system. When their procedures are completed, we will continue to elevate the frequencies. These frequency elevations will be made through a general announcement, and perception powers of everyone will be assessed. There is a system of supervision in the entire universe. For this reason, There is a system of supervision in the entire universe. For this reason, actions are independent of your desires. In other family, you got to learn the difference between want and need. You got to take control over your flesh. Can't always be about you. Because the bigger message, the bigger point is it's about the children of the Creator, the kingdom of the Most High. There is a system of supervision in the entire universe. For this reason, actions are independent of your desires. There have been certain freedoms given to sincere people. They are exempt from this supervision. There will be beautiful days in which they will see the good results. The sincere ones will illuminate the entire universe. Star seeds, ascended masters from the past. Messages that are read will open the consciousness codes of those who read them. Remember, family, if you watch my other videos, I'm talking about right now we're in a time where we're learning how you get these downloads. You have to read, family. If you're not reading the books, if you're not reading and studying and listening to people, spiritual people talk, you're missing out on downloads. You're missing out on wisdom and knowledge. You're not going to ascend. Remember, what do they say? Where's the bet? If you want to hide something from an N-word, from a Negro, where do you put it? In a book. And what do? We don't read. We don't want to read. Talking to a brother. We don't. All my life is this, but you won't pick it up and read. This is how you get the wisdom and knowledge, family. You have to continue line upon line, precept upon precept. Here little and there little. With all that getting, get understanding. You got to put the work in. Works without faith is death, family. You have to put the work in. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh well, I've said it before. I just forget what it was. Okay. They are exempt from the supervision. There will be beautiful days in which you will see good results. The sincere ones will illuminate the entire universe. Messages that are read will be open. Messages that are read will open the consciousness codes of those who read them. Gotta read, family. If you don't read, you're not gonna get the downloads. You have to read. This is very important right now. You have to read. Keep reading. Read. Group missionaries will work more seriously. Entering the central system does not occur by desire. Efforts exerted on this path will be made by the power of those who are cognizant of their responsibility. Many are chosen, few will choose. Actions speak louder than words. Don't just talk the word, walk the word. Only those who make this effort will be accepted here. To be sincere and to execute are different things. The goal is activity on the path of sincerity. We will prepare certain friends individually for the frequency of the medium they will enter. You cannot come into the Father until you come with a broken heart and contrite spirit. Just want to throw that in there as I'm reading this. You have to come before the Messiah with a broken heart, contrite spirit. Individual contacts charge humankind with responsibility. Individual contacts charge humankind with responsibility. Operations in this direction will be accelerated even more. Private frequencies and universal frequencies are different things. Everyone who gains universal consciousness has the consciousness of what is to be done. At the moment, everyone on the globe of your earth thinks only of his or her own self. They should take their glasses off and endeavor to see their surroundings more clearly. All our efforts are for you. There will be special messages to be given to our missionaries who will see the good results of our endeavors. We will wait for the settling down of the system until the end of the year, and we will supervise. There is a natural pressure, both material and moral. Give me a second, family. Be right back. Alright, family, let's go. Let's go. Our friends, there is a natural pressure, both material and moral, for the augmentation of the world frequency. This is not a pressure coming from us. It arrives from your world, which has not been able to adapt itself to the universal status. It is very difficult to assemble the entire universe in a collective consciousness. For this reason, we have taken the differences in perceptions under supervision. Collective consciousness. There goes that Borg again, family. That Borg collective from Star Trek. The many are one. Come on now. That's where we're headed. We're headed to a universal consciousness with the Creator. As a necessity seen, the channel Alpha is closed until December 1984. Due to this fact, you will have a period of crisis, both material and moral. Frequencies of our friends who have gained cosmic awareness will not be shaken in this medium. Meanwhile, your Earth will go through many examinations so it can emerge from obscurity. This is a must because of evolution. You are in a mechanical order at the moment. I guess if you go back and check 1984, family, check to see what wars or disasters or things were happening around that time. 1984, I guess between 1984 and 1999, or at least just for the year of 1984 to 1985. Do not ever forget this. Hold on. Meanwhile, your Earth will go through many examinations so it can emerge from obscurity. This is a must because of evolution. You are in a mechanical order at the moment. In other words, we're going around, we just going through the motions, mechanical order, we zombies. Do not ever forget this, even for a moment. Everyone is under supervision and control. Your thought and brain frequencies are controlled in your private world lives. Most of our human brothers and sisters who step out of their consciousness become aggressive. Since they do not know the origin of the problem, their depressions suffocate them even more. This is what I was talking about earlier, family. When the Most High says, nah, regardless of how you feel, you've been in this, you've reincarnated on earth like 10,000 times. No, it's time for you to move forward. So now then that's when that depression in your life starts falling apart until you decide to finally say, I'm going to go seek the Creator. I'm going to go do this. And then that's when that joy. So that depression is until you get back into your purpose, until you figure out what's going on. We convey much knowledge to you through this book. We say propagate with all your power to the entire universe until the beginning of 1986. But no one has grasped the seriousness of the matter yet. Our human brothers and sisters will attain consciousness in the light of this book. We will know which path to design and will step forward accordingly. This very book will assist you in this way for now, and afterwards universal knowledge will be given. The significant thing is to grasp the actual nature of the book. You will see that everything will be all right. Your luminous path has been designed. However, those who deserve to read this path are being those who deserve to tread this path are being searched for. I'm going to read that again. The significant thing is to grasp the actual nature of the problem. You will see that everything will be all right. Your luminous path has been designed. However, those who deserve to tread this path are being searched for. This is the reason why a period of 2 years has been recognized for you. Time is very significant. Our sincere friends who have gained consciousness are the ones who will tread this luminous path. From now on, you need patience for 2 years. If you do not withhold your endeavors, many of your terrestrial brothers and sisters will take to this luminous path. If you do not withhold your endeavors, many of your terrestrial brothers and sisters will be taken to this luminous path. This was also notified to you before as a command of the divine. In other words, family, each one teach one. When you get on top, reach down and pull another one up. Family, us who are star seeds are paving the way for those behind us so they don't have to continue to go through death and rebirth. If it wasn't for us, some people wouldn't find salvation. Some people wouldn't make it to ascend. We are literally opening up the door, not just for ourselves, but for others by the work we're putting in now, by the things we're learning. Because people are going to come into your life. If you're a star seed, you're going to minister to them. You're going to give them the word. You're going to speak with them. And there's certain things that you have within you that they can't get from anybody else. And if you don't come in their life, those people won't be able to grow. The divine light of the universe is upon you. When the time comes, everything will be proven to you. Only then will the events convince you and assist you to attain the truth. Gradual engraftment system is applied in order to protect humans from brain shocks that can be caused by the waves extending towards the infinite. You are being, matter of fact, family, once again, ain't this what we was talking about yesterday? So remember, it was basically, you cannot ascend to the next level until your spirit and body has been prepared for it. Otherwise, your spirit and body will go into a new dimension that it's not ready for. It'll be shocked for, and you'll be sent right back. Or you just won't even go there at all. So basically, that's what it's saying, family. Before you're able to ascend, that's like, for instance, okay, the best way to explain it is you being a high school basketball player. No, yeah, you being a high school basketball player and skipping college to go straight to play in the NBA. That's, yes, it happened for LeBron, but it's very rare. Most people have to go to college and play first. Because for most people, imagine only playing basketball at a high school level and then all of a sudden being thrust into the professional realm. You're going to get annihilated. You're not going to understand. You're not going to be able to compete with them because you haven't been trained and you weren't groomed to play at that level. And that's basically what it was saying right here. When the time comes, everything will be proven to you. Only then will the events convince you and assist you to attain the truth. Gradual engraftment system is applied in order to protect humans from brain shocks that can be caused by the waves extending towards the infinite. You are being regenerated in this manner. Exchanges outside this are being made with the essences who are the residents of this place here. Also, this also goes for, like, imagine, okay, so most of you listening to this should be on this path. You might not even be in Christianity and all that anymore, right? So imagine when you were in Christianity, right? And before you learn this, and look at yourself now and everything you know. Now imagine if you went back to church today to reveal what you have learned to people in church. They're not going to be able to handle it. They probably going to attack you. They will tell you to get away, tell you going to hell, because they can't handle it, because their mind and spirit has not been prepared for this truth yet. They have not been through things in life. Sometimes too, family, you can't understand any certain things until you've been through it yourself. Sometimes it's not enough to read. Sometimes you have to read and go through it. And that's, once again, what it's talking about. We always get in connection directly with friends who have been accepted to the presence of our Allah. People whose eloquence is strong, whose serenity is beneficial, and who will come from the realm of the spirits, earn the right to cite the utterances of Allah. All events that will occur are nothing but the mirror images. All events that will occur are nothing but the mirror images of the spiritual entities on you. Remember, I told you, family, your body is a temple. And the things you do in life, the things you watch with your eyes, the things you listen to, remember, this also goes back to vampires. Why do vampires say, a lot of times, vampires can't come to your house unless you invite them? That's the same thing for entities, family. Your body is a temple. Your body is a temple that your spirit has possessed, the real you has possessed, right? So, remember, because your body's a temple and the true you is a spirit, that means other energy sources, other spirits can also inhabit your body if you give them permission. And it doesn't always have to be, oh, I give you permission, saying it to them. It's permission by the things you do. You might hit somebody, like go attack somebody, and give permission of a spirit of death and destruction to enter your body. And you might, and you don't even know it. And you think that you're good because you didn't say, hey, spirit, come into my body. Hey, spirit of death and destruction. No, you hit somebody, which gave that spirit permission to enter your temple. All events that will occur are nothing but the mirror images of the spiritual entities on you. After your sacred religious fulfillment, or remember, you have good entities on you too. So let's not just be negative. So negative entities cause negativity, positive cause positive. But then sometimes a positive entity will cause something negative because it's for training. Remember, nothing happens for a reason. Nothing happens for no reason. All events that will occur are nothing but the mirror images of the spiritual entities on you. After your sacred religious fulfillment, attributes to be looked for in those who will pass from the gates that will be open to the firmament are as follows. Anyone who does not know superiority, whose melody is in his or her elegance. Okay, hold on. All events that will occur are nothing but the mere images of the spiritual entities on you. After your sacred religious fulfillment, attributes to be looked for in those will pass from the gates that will be open to the firmament are as follows. Anyone who does not know superiority, in other words, anyone who doesn't go around acting all haughty, doesn't acting all I'm better than you, doesn't let their ego take over them. You know, doesn't have a desire to lord over people, to tell them what to do, to hurt people. So anyone who does not know superiority, whose melody is in his or her eloquence, in the way you carry yourself, whose supremacy is in his or her essence heart, your faith in the Most High, you know who you serve. That's where your strength comes from. Or the Creator, whose light is in the divine light of his or her spirit, wisdom within you. Within the Creator, go within, is the genuine servant of God. These people then earn the right to enter the medium of purity beyond evolvement. These people then earn the right to enter the medium of purity beyond evolvement. The privileges among humans are even beyond the variances of frequencies. The privileges among humans are even beyond the variances of frequencies. The augmentation of your reception powers does not mean anything. It only satisfies you as a necessity of the medium. The privileges among humans are even beyond the variances of frequencies. The augmentation of your reception powers does not mean anything. It's talking about your perception of the truth, like what we're doing, right? It only satisfies you as a necessity of the medium. Some use these perceptions in fortune telling, but evolvement also what this brings to me too is, remember the Bible says gifts come without repentance. The Creator will give you a gift, but it's up to you how you use it. You know, but remember too, you'll always be punished too if you use the wrong way, or I don't want to say punished, but karma. If you use your energies to take advantage of others, to steal money, to hurt people, this is going to come back on you. And I wouldn't say it has anything necessarily to do, yeah, I was wrong for that. It's not necessarily, it has nothing to do with right or wrong. It has to do with cause and effect. It has to do with karma. It has to do with eye for an eye. The privileges among humans are even beyond the variances of frequencies. The augmentation of your reception powers does not mean anything. The augmentation of your reception, your reception, what you can receive, your ability to receive insight in spiritual things. It only satisfies you as a necessity of the medium. Some use these perceptions in fortune telling, but evolvement is something completely different. The seal of the essence hearts of those who will be accepted here. Some use these perceptions in fortune telling, but evolvement is something completely different. The seal of the essence hearts of those who will be accepted here has been opened. They are not anymore a possession of your world, but they are valuable people for the world enlightenment. Assiduousness of the persevering ones makes us hopeful. However, their efforts are esteemed for us only when they have the quality to embrace the universal effort. Otherwise, they remain in their own mediums, only with their own satisfactions. They continue to dispute and fight. Universal effort, in other words, working with your other light brothers and sisters as a collective to bring the truth to the masses and not just for a few or just for yourself. The effort exerted on who is more superior than the other is nothing but a waste of time, because we're all equal. We're all the children of the Most High. Knowledge already known is not beneficial for humankind anymore. You have satisfied your appetite until today by spooning the utterances of our Lord. You have become genuine humans on this path. Now our Lord presents you with quite different repast. You have chosen and are continuing on a path, but you do not know what there is at the end of the path. You do not know the basis. However, human from human is differentiated from each other only by individual progresses on this path. In other words, family, me, myself, and I. Yes, it's a collective experience, but it's a personal thing. Remember I always say, like the movie with, it's you, yourself, and God is your relationship. If you don't study, if you don't, put the effort in to learn, it's individual. So like I say, you have brothers and sisters, You might be around them all the time. You might have 10 brothers and sisters, but you might be the only one who's really into the word, really seeking, and the other 9 of them just going around the world like zombies, never learning nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, or you could be in a relationship. Let's talk about unequally yoked. You're into the Creator. You seeking knowledge, wisdom, but your partner is just like, man, I'm only about this physical life. Get out of my face. However, human from human is differentiated from each other only by individual progresses on this path. Hand is extended to those who deserve it, and they are specially trained in accordance with the commands given from the enlightenment channel. However, contacts occur when the time comes. The energies are not the same, but your advantage during this period is having the ability to receive the knowledge. The book is being dictated directly from the channel of the Lord. Its explanation is as follows. The coat of Yunus and Mevlana is the highest coat that humanity can ever enter. Those who get the approval to enter here, that is, those who have been trained, receive the permission to get in contact with higher levels. At the moment, 600 books are being dictated to your world from many channels. Humankind is being helped from different mediums, but the single coat and channel is Alpha. One passes to the channel of humanity and evolvement through this channel. Only this channel is connected to the channel of the Lord. It is beneficial to repeat it. At the moment, 600 books. To my people out there who are familiar with the Apocrypha, remember in the Apocrypha, the book of Ezra, and it talks about the Creator sent an angel to Ezra to speak to him, and as the angel was speaking to Ezra, it gave Ezra the ability as well as the order to invite other Levites around Ezra, and basically what the angel told Ezra to do, that he said, go to this garden and you're going to fast, and you're going to sit in a circle surrounded by all the other Levites that you called, and as you speak out loud and prophesy, these Levites that are sitting around Ezra are going to write down everything Ezra says. And by the end of it, the book of Ezra said that the Creator had given Ezra hundreds of books. And then the Creator told Ezra to take half the books and give them to the entire world, to give them to everybody to read. And that's where you got your Bible, you got your Quran, you got your Buddhist text, Hindu text, a lot of spiritual books. But then he said take the other half of the books and hide those away. Those are not for everybody. Those are only for those who put the work in. Those are only for those who seek. Those are only for those who, once again, it is a good thing, or it is joy for the Most High to hide a thing, and it is a crown for a king to seek these things out, to seek these matters out. I know I said that wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. The Most High hides wisdom, and it is for those who truly seek the Most High, those who are truly kings or queens, those who truly want this wisdom, to seek it out themselves, and this wisdom become a crown for you. At the moment, 600 books are being dictated to your world from many channels. Humankind is being helped from different mediums, but the single coat and channel is Alpha. One passes to the channel of humanity and evolvement through this channel. Only this channel is connected to the channel of the Lord. It is beneficial to repeat it. Now we give you the code of Tekamol, evolvement. Remember, number 1, T is Tedric, graduation. Number E is Ezel, Ebed, past, future, eternity. Number 3 is K, Kavusma, Voslat, Kartulas, reuniting, unification, salvation. Number 4 is A, and that's ask, and that stands for true love. Number 5 is M, which is Menzil, range. Number 6 is U, Ust, Luck, superiority. Number 7 is L, Liyakat, merit. Those who complete their evolvement into the year 1999 and who can open up their brain codes up to the required level can easily receive knowledge beyond religions. This will be your resurrecting. We will always help you if you use the knowledge you receive in serving humanity. When he said this is resurrecting, like I've been saying, family, the truth is not only in the Bible, but it's in the Quran, it's in the Buddhist text, the Hindu text, it's in the Nag Hammadi books, it's in the Keys of Enoch, the Enoch. All these books have the wisdom, family, and you have to go out and get it. Hold on. So, and then as you get it, you'll evolve, and it'll be easier for you to receive downloads and understanding. And who can open up their brain codes up to the required level can easily receive knowledge beyond religions. In other words, yeah, too, when you read these books, family, you go beyond the religion, because once you read all three or go on this path, you're going to start, like I said, you're going to start understanding that they all the same thing. They all saying the same thing. It's just they might have different names for different spirits or entities or different locations. But essentially the story is the same. We can take you up to dimensions unknown to you. If only you can come to the required level. All our endeavors are for this. Only those who deserve will be taken here. The examinations you have had and those you will have will prepare you for happy morrows. May my God illuminate all of you on this luminous path. We ask you to understand the essence of the goal in all our endeavors and efforts. This medium is a purification medium. This medium is a medium of compassion. This is not a medium of fanaticism or bigotry. We are one. During frequency supervisions, changes in friendly conversations are created by this difference. The medium everyone is searching for is the place that is up to the gates of the firmament. The actual talent is to open the gate. We are trying with all our effort to engraft you with this mentality. Where did you come from? Where are you going? First, you have to attain this consciousness. How do you know where you're going unless you know where you came from, family? Go back to the beginning. Who is the creator? The creator is the ether, the alpha, the omega. The creator is not man or woman. How did the creator start? The creator started as first the ether, the darkness. If you know that's where you came from, then you know that's where essentially you'll be going back to eventually. Where did you come from? Where are you going? First, you have to attain this consciousness. Only those who attain this consciousness can give up the prayer beads in their hands. Later, we will talk to you about prayer beads. Religious integrations follow a sequence. This is a systematic tableau. It is evident that to perform the suggestions every religion teaches you is a hope-inspiring step. In other words, family, works without faith is death. Don't just talk about the word, but walk it out. Be the word. Let action speak louder than words, family. That's what it's saying right now here too. Like I said, it's not saying necessarily go convert either. It's not saying read the Bible, be Christian, and then read the Quran, convert to Islam or read the Buddhism. No, it's saying just apply certain aspects to your life. Remember, like for instance, I start with the Bible. So the Bible is my foundation. Whenever I read the Quran and stuff, the reason I agree with them because I see that they're saying the same thing. They're both, at the end of the day, what they're all saying is what did Yahusha say the two greatest? When the Sadducee came and talked to Yahusha, it said, Master, what are the greatest commandments? And Yahusha said, the greatest commandments are to love the Creator with all your heart and to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And in those two, all the other commandments are embodied, right? So religious integrations follow a sequence. So yeah. So at the end of the day, read them all and apply these things to your life. Don't just read and then talk about it, but action, family. Religious integrations follow a sequence. This is a systematic tableau. It is evident that to perform the suggestions every religion teaches you is a hope-inspiring step. But to cling to the knocker of the single gate in front of you tightly and to knock on that gate are different things. In other words, going to the Bible and then you want to people don't never go out the Bible. Going to the Quran, don't never go out the Quran. Going to Buddhist text, don't never go out of Buddhist text. Instead of reading them all and getting a message from everyone. Each gate is open to you. So in other words, family, you shouldn't just stick to one religion. You read them all. Learn them all. Learn about the Creator from them all. Each gate is open to you after the evolvement path you traverse. We have told you several times that evolvement is not as easy as the word is pronounced. In the medium of sincerity period, goodwill has been considered as the single point. But do not forget that goodwill does not mean being evolved. Tolerance has 1,000 channels. To possess only 3 of them takes you into the triangle of goodwill. But you may enter the evolvement medium centuries later. This is an evolution tableau. In other words, family, you might go through life and death and reincarnation about 10,000 times before you get it right or more. To come from beyond memories and to be educated are not the same thing. To receive the utterances of Allah and to be on his path to achieve liberation are different things. Hold on. To come from beyond memories and to be educated are not the same things. That sounds like, in other words, don't get stuck in the past, family. Move forward. The past, being stuck in the past and refusing to change will stunt your growth. To receive the utterances of Allah and to be on His path to achieve liberation are different things. To receive the utterances of Allah and to be on His path to achieve liberation are different things. Because if you follow Allah, you don't want liberation. You want liberation from the world, from sin, but you don't want liberation from the Creator. You always receive the utterances of Allah. You always serve on His path. But if you lack tolerance, your worship is not considered as worship. If you hating on people being prejudiced, man, you can't be like that, because how can you get the message to them if you're not talking to someone just because of how they look? Because you'll like them. For us, the genuine worship is the namaz that is performed on the rug of the essence heart. In other words, the prayer rug for the people who follow Islam use. The angel of liberation conveys only those who are competent in the essence heart to liberation. Everyone comes across numerous gates. You knock at every gate. The halls beyond those gates are sometimes wide, sometimes narrow. Certain halls have gates, some do not. From some of them you find a way out. From some of them you cannot. A 2-year medium of purification and selection has been recognized to our terrestrial brothers and sisters, so that the efforts of some of our friends who are in the state are not in vain. This decision has been taken directly to the command of the Lord, and the channel Alpha has been closed for 1 year, and all brothers and sisters have been taken under supervision. In fact, the Lord mechanism is never closed. The channel, remember I told you guys earlier that those years the Bible says that nobody talked to God, didn't talk to nobody? It's not true. God is always talking to somebody. It just depends on you if you put the work in. In fact, the Lord mechanism is never closed. The channel Alpha is the single channel possessing the spiral vibrations that cleanses all negativeness. However, to receive the permission to be able to pass through the channel is not easy at all. The entire universal system here is governed by the single command of the Lord. Now we would like to tell you about the origin of the situation. When our universal mission reflected on you, you were taken into the religious medium so that your involvement would be more accelerated. But until now, we have acted in accordance with the theory of perception. We have elevated your frequencies and developed your 6 senses. The commands given to us were such. When you, who gain cosmic awareness in this manner, pass beyond consciousness. When you, who gain cosmic awareness in this manner, pass beyond consciousness, you came up to us. You were together with us. The necessary medium to be able to enter the channel Alpha have been prepared for you by this means. To our friends who have been able to get the permission to enter the channel Alpha, the gates of the God Aman is opened. The God Aman will be mentioned to you later. Now let us mention the powerful channel Alpha. This channel is a channel passing through a very powerful energetic point. If this channel did not exist, you would never be able to come here. This channel is the direct channel of the Lord. All the religion, in other words, if the Creator didn't exist, we wouldn't exist. All the religious suggestions you have received until today have enlightened you, have cleansed you, and have prepared you for religious fulfillment. There's a religious fulfillment, family, and then after that, no more religion. You gotta get free. Universal knowledge can be given to you only after you digest all this knowledge. You gotta read, fam. What I say, read. We gotta read. The path of science and learning opens only afterwards. You have to have very high involvement evolution to be able to enter this channel. This is the reason why we always give you messages on evolvement. During this period, friends who are purified in the religious medium can get the permission to enter the channel Alpha if they file down the roughness in their thought chains. In other words, get out your box. Stop being stuck in that one religion thinking that's it. But the frequencies of those who are in genuine religious medium and those who have attained a genuine religious consciousness are different. Religious consciousness, rather than religious inclination, takes the human into this code. In other words, serving the Most High out of free will and changing and letting your actions show it, other than just going to church or doing it just to do it, and you don't really learn. That's like, you know, remember those times when you're younger, you go to church and you didn't feel like being there, so you really just be sitting there waiting to go, so you wasn't listening to nothing the pastor said. Let us explain this further. In certain mediums, religious inclinations depend sometimes on fear and personal benefits. But in religious consciousness, there is the essence of genuine religion. There is no formalism. In other words, come as you are. You know, back in the day, remember, family, the disciples didn't have synagogues or four-wall buildings. They would preach to people in attics, preach to people next to the river, preach to people in markets, preach to people in squares. They would preach to wherever their people were who needed the gospel, the word. They were there. Remember, the word says, where two or more come in my name, my spirit will abide. The original term was not church, it's assembly. Where two or more come in my name, my spirit will abide. Two people is assembly. Two people could be assembling on the side of the river to talk about God. We have always protected you until today in accordance with the command of our world, and we will always protect you. This is the reason why we are trying to warn you with all our power on every subject. Your Mevlana is a golden projector of a golden sphere, and your book is dictated from 9 light years. But now there is a supervision in the groups of the entire universe. Everyone is going through his or her examination in his or her own thought frequency. The golden age has taken its first step. You are yet at the beginning of a very new period. Everyone will be purified on this luminous path by the given suggestions. Now the medium has changed. Now your examinations are made while you are alive. One day the entire universe will be connected to the golden light year. Divine lights who will be accepted to our galaxy medium will be the first friends who have passed the Sirat by their world examination. All our love is upon you. Notice to the group of missionaries. The medium you are in is very different than the medium you will be in. There will be special people selected from this medium, but we request you not to ever forget the following. Those who are sent to your group are sent to you through telepathic perception. Alright, family? I'm done. 2.5 hours in, so without further ado, I'm a wise, wealthy, rich, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. I'll catch you later, family. I enjoyed you. Be blessed.